First of all, I'm not an LOL cow. You're never gonna catch me saying I'm an LOL cow, because I'm fucking not. No matter how many people try to push me into that box, I'm never going to give them what they want.
Rosie's in the kitchen, you know she's always pitching fits and moans and alibis. Big Rosie always lies.
And that is how you eat fast food on camera without glamorizing it to a mukbang, without showing off food and doing all the theatrics. I'm so sick of that shit. I don't know about y'all, but I'm so sick of seeing that shit on my TikTok and stuff. And like the people taking the like, oh exaggerated big eyed bites. I'm like, so great.
Rosie's rolling, out of controlling. Rosie's scheming, always freaking screaming. Rosie's eating while the family's pleading. Rosie's lying, someone hear us crying. £600 of trouble, watch the kitchen floorboards buckle. She says she's gonna change, but that's just rearrange. She's got that chair, XXL, beware. Rosie's rolling, out of controlling. Rosie's scheming, always freaking screaming. Rosie's eating while the family's pleading. Rosie's lying, someone hear us crying. She's got that chair, XXL, beware.
This one's not really jammy. I don't know if it's the
Rosie's rolling, out of control, and Rosie's scheming, always freaking screaming. Rosie's eating, all the family's pleading. Rosie's lying, someone hear us crying.
Okay, I think I'm gonna cook the yolk a bit more because I don't want to do a drippy yolk on camera. I don't want to do shredded cheese. I want to do American cheese. I don't want to do shredded cheddar. That sounds gross. I won't be happy. I'm still not sure what I'm doing about my job. I'm still on disability. I don't have cheese. We're not doing cheese.
Hello, everybody. How are you all today? Happy Sunday if you are anywhere pretty much but Australia. It is our Monday. I actually had a really bad tummy ache last night, and I was awake from like 2 a.m. So I'm staying home from work today. And I saw Rosie had scheduled a live. You guys might have seen that I changed the time. It's because she scheduled a live for today and then she changed it to tomorrow. And I thought, well, we've still got stuff to cover, so I may as well just quickly come on and go over some of it. You had a bad tummy too, Andrea? I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I really don't know, but hopefully, let's just hope it's not the vid. The damn vid. That's my main thing. I am just trying to pull up my chat on this other window so that I can make sure I see you guys all. Okay. I'll be fine. I just had a tummy ache and I'm feeling a bit hot and just a bit not 100%, but I'll be fine. I shall live. I have Tylenol. I have Tylenol and I have energy drinks, so I'll be fine. How are you guys doing? How are you enjoying your weekend? Yes, so she scheduled a grocery haul and some green beans. And I thought, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm going to snipe her. And then, yeah, she changed it. And I was like, well, we've still got some important things to discuss. You guys were very active in the comments on her latest Instagram ranting. So I thought, let's go over that. I also just want to kind of have a think about this situation with Rosie being about to travel in her condition and in her sort of position. I was listening to, like, I popped in very, very late into Aussie's Kitchen's stream, and she was talking about a case of where, you know, somebody was going to go and travel and then they went missing, pretty much, something like that. I came in towards the end of it, and then we were talking a little bit about Rosie's situation and how she may not necessarily be in danger, but she is not setting a great example for the people who may be quite naive in her chat. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So I've got a trigger warning and a hotline number going across the bottom of the screen. We are going to be talking, I guess, a little bit about politics, which is not my forte. So I'm going to be relying on you guys a little bit to help me out with that. And we are also going to be talking a little bit about trafficking and the risks of some of these types of things, like online romance scams and stuff like that. Because if Rosie's not going to educate people, then we are. And I think it's very important to note that she's presenting it like this is, like, what she's doing is safe, and it's fucking not. So that's what we're going to go over. I'm going to go through and say hi to everybody. So we've got Lazy, Rex, Ella, Rally, thank you for being here. Jennifer Garcia, Misbehaving. Acadia, hello. I was calling out for you yesterday. CCB, Emma Faye, Feminine, hello. Thanks for being here. Riley, thank you again for modding. Big Scoops, hello. We've got Popper Gupper. We've got, who else is here? Melissa's here. We've got Miss T, hello. Got Bunnies, Lex. Hi, guys. Thank you all for coming and hanging out with me again. I know it's been not very long since my last stream. We've got String Cheese. We've got Edna. We've got Autistic Pelican. We've got Lisa. We've got Zombie Mercy. Icky's here. Hello. Nothing But Love. Hello. Who else is here? Hi, baby girl. Hey, Andrea. Nothing But Love. Melly. Who else is here? Thank you guys all for piling in. We've got TTV, Solo Trip, Just a Loser, Raven Elise, Found Fiber Art, Jen H, Sky, hello, darling. Who else? TB, hi. Olga, hello, good to see you. Texas Mama Bear. Full house tonight, yes. Well, I did, like I said, I was going to just snipe her, but then I saw that, like, I realized that a lot of you guys were like, what the fuck, in the comments on that Instagram thing. So I thought, well, let's come on and have a discussion about it anyway. And then listening to Aussie's stream, I was like, actually, you know what? I should probably talk about this. Like, it's probably the responsible thing to do, to talk a little bit about online safety and going to meet fucking strangers from the internet. Dessa, hello. Am I missing anyone? Lilith, thank you for being here, and thank you for the hotlines. I should probably copy and paste your one into my my title, because you're always much more well aware of things than I am. So I'm going to just quickly change that. Thank you, Lilith. Edit. How do I edit? There. Here we go. Thank you, Lily. So I've got that saved. Now, thank you very much. Who else is here? Did I miss anyone? Yesterday I missed a bunch of people. YouTube's Beesand, like, or it's I don't know if it's StreamYard or if it's YouTube, but it's Beesand, because I keep missing so many people in the chat, and I don't know whether it's just like that exact moment that I'm looking away, but I missed Mel's yesterday like multiple times, and I felt terrible. Who else is here? Loretta. Hi, Princess Pirate Pickle Pants, The Real DeVille. Undercover Opossum. Hello, Celestial. Hi, Clever Nickname Girl. Yadira. Backrooms. Tiger. Hello, welcome. Yashiki, hi. Thank you for being here. Honey West. Jennifer H, you are late. No, you're not. It's fine. We're just getting started. There's so many of you guys to say hello to that it's okay if people are late because it takes me so long to get through everything. Hi, Runs. Misbehaving. Thank you for being a continuing supporter. I do appreciate you being a member of Team Fart. No, in the X rows for an entire month. I appreciate you. Squid Mutt, welcome. You're going to like it here, I'm sure. We're very friendly. And I like to think that we cover the important stuff. So welcome, welcome. Strange Sugar, hello. Saint Obscura, hello, welcome. Yes, welcome to everybody who is new, and welcome to everyone who's watching on the replay. I hope that I can do this justice today, but I'm going to be relying on you guys a lot to help me out with the political side of things because I'm a bit useless with that. Divine, thank you so much for the super chat. Party, guys! It was Divine's birthday yesterday, so everybody. Well, sorry, it's her birthday weekend. So let's all give Divine another big happy birthday. I hope you're having a great birthday weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on your special, special weekend. Hello, Inflow. Hello, Fat Kid Cool. Good to see you guys. Hey, Rage Biggie. Oh, I don't know where you guys are all coming from. There's been a few new people here in the last few days, which of course I appreciate, but it's nice. I'm glad to see some new faces. You guys are more than welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. The chat is very knowledgeable. Hey, Jen H. Yes, happy birthday, Divine. Look at my plushies. Hang on. I need to make the thingy bigger. How do I make it bigger? I need to put it on this one. And then zoom. Aw. Is that a little Hello Kitty and a little doggo? Looks a bit like Millie. And then is it a camel? And then I see your nails. They're beautiful. I did perv on your nails earlier, but happy birthday. Did you get them for your birthday? Well, I mean, no pressure to subscribe, but if you do want to learn a little bit about Rosie, Quirky Love Rosie, QLR, then stick around and we'll try to educate you as much as we can. The channel has a lot of resources on it already. I've only been doing this since about October, but there is a shitload of streams and videos and shorts with a bunch of receipts. So if you guys ever need anything, always feel free to ask. We are happy to help. We are happy to educate. Oh, it's a capybara and a dino Hello Kitty. So cute. Did you get them for your birthday? Rosie rescheduled her stream for tomorrow, but I thought, well, I'll come on anyway because there's some things we can discuss. Way too lit today. Oh, well, as long as you're enjoying yourself, Divine. Good. Okay, so let's have a look. I just want to show you guys. Yeah, she changed it to tomorrow. Well, for me, the 24th is tomorrow because I'm in the future. It is already the 23rd here. Okay. So I figured let's start with the Instagram raging, which I know that you guys had a lot to say about. I may go through some of your guys' comments or you guys can chat about it here in the chat, but trigger warning, dumb idiot trying to talk about politics.
It's interesting.
I gotta change this part.
Like, the birds are loud today.
Yes, covering
I
her
had something
shift
I was
again.
gonna say, but the birds distracted me. What a beautiful morning. Even if it's a little dreary. Seems like kind of a metaphor in a way. Earlier today, I was thinking about...
I did not consent to this, Amber!
like, how conflicting it feels to, like, on one hand, like, I'm so happy. Like, I have something really new and exciting and wonderful in my life right now. And, wow. Dude, I have to say, I should come outside. I live in a bird sanctuary. Like, my entire community is a bird sanctuary. So there's, like, rules and stuff. The main rule is, like, you don't fuck with the birds. You don't do anything to the birds. Don't feed them. Don't touch them. Don't do nothing to them.
This should be common sense. This should be everywhere.
But there was just a huge flock of birds that just flew over my house. Anyway, I'm my ADHD can't handle the birds right now.
Shut up. Hey, how about you like do something about your ADHD? Get medicated. Do some therapy for it. Nah, too busy chasing other diagnoses that you don't have, huh?
Thinking about that, and I was just thinking about, like, you know, I'm really struggling with, like, wanting to make content or go live or anything really in this current stage of society. Like, because it makes me, like, almost angry sometimes when I start talking about, like, the real shit. Like, the stuff about Epstein, the stuff. So many things.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, just.
Now, like, I know this is, like, global news at the moment. But does Rosie not realize that this is not brand new? This shit has been happening for a super long time. This is not, like, I don't know how she's relating this back to herself being afraid to go outside. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is an ongoing issue globally. It's not about you going for a walk down the street or going to the store, Rosie. Hey, Run Amok.
Seeing people get almost, like, mad at me for daring to put a spotlight on it, because it's like, on one hand, like, I get.
Because you're a lol cow. We don't want to hear our fucking news from a lol cow who just virtue signals and complains about shit but does nothing about it.
Like, people want an escape and need an escape. Hi, relatable, get it. But at the same time, like, this shit's so heavy, and I just feel like the world is a different place. Like, nothing feels the same. I'm struggling to even think about, like, leaving. I haven't left my house since everything dropped. Like, and it had actually been a little bit before then.
You're not in danger, girl. Going outside and going to the store or getting a fucking job is not, you are not in danger. I promise. I promise you'll be fine. Well, you might be in danger. You should probably carry an inhaler. But aside from that, you're not really in danger.
Genuinely, I can't remember the last time I left my house. I don't remember the reason or what I did. But I'm really scared too. And it's like, I have this travel opportunity coming up, and I got a really interesting email of something that might.
Hey, Molly Mac. I know, right? Right?
Might not happen.
The fucked up thing is that she is not in danger as in relation to the Epstein files, but I am going to talk about how she could have potentially been in danger and how she's leading by a terrible fucking example by going and meeting a stranger that she met online who sent her a random email after watching an interview about all of her fucking trauma after a month of knowing them. That could be a real danger, but that one she's not worried about.
And that would be a potential, like, other travel opportunity. And I just, when I have, like, external motivators, I feel like it's easier for me to do these things. But I am struggling with, like, putting myself out there and either, like, pretending as everything is fine, or, like, not just being filled with fucking rage. Like, pure, unadulterated rage.
She's saying, okay, so Melissa says she needs to go to her local grocery store and then she can actually report back to us what's happening in her world. Saturn Serenity says, wait, she hasn't gone outside since the Epstein files got released. Did she just say that? I think she's talking about since this most recent drop, but I do, sadly, unfortunately, I think she's just using it as an excuse because, like, she's not really been going outside unless it's for dick anyway prior to this. And again, like I said, this is an ongoing issue. This has been going on for quite a while now. She went out of her house, I think, last time in early January, I believe, or maybe in late December. Hey,
At the shit that's happening, and how, like, we all just keep saying, well, no one gives a fuck, no one's doing anything. And, like, the reality is the majority of the people that care are the majority that don't have the power to
Facts, Squidmart says, this is what happens when you make yourself the victim of every single thing ever. She probably trained her brain to actually be scared of this. Not far off. And hi, Tara, welcome. Exactly. Jennifer H says, Epstein died in 2019. It's been a topic before then.
to fix it. And
the hoodie says wino dino or something like that. And again, hi Lizzie, thanks for coming over. Winosaur, yeah, winosaurus or something like that. Yeah, it's like it's a play on words.
Like the whole Pat Bondi thing, she's fucking horrible and awful, disgusting. Blech. Everyone got so mad. It was a huge uproar. And I remember as it was happening, I was like, this just feels like political theater. Like they're putting this woman up to be the punching bag, to be the one that takes the fall. I think they said, I think it was back, like, I could be getting the president wrong, but I think it was back in Nixon. They said that, like, Nixon wasn't the one that went to jail, his attorney general did, right? And like, I'm no history buff. Politics, before Trump existed, I just didn't give a fuck about politics. And in a way, I still don't, except for the fact that I have to, you know?
Why?
In this stage in the game, to not give a fuck is dangerous. Complacency, laziness, and just a general apathy towards.
So Princess Pirate Pickle Pants says, I'm waiting for the shitstorm of trauma she's going to vomit up on us after her new love goes sour. I wonder if he will have groomed her into traveling. You're predicting. And hey, Bella, welcome in. Hey, Icky. Absolutely. She's a white woman living in southern US. I can tell you she is no danger except from herself. In our lives, we have to do hard things. If you don't do those hard things, then you can't move forward and you stagnate and rot. Fact, Sky. Another trauma. Rosie's list of traumas. Where's Azra? Did she already say the thing about Pam? Pat? Did I miss it? Because I want to slow it down because she reckons that she didn't. So she reckons that she said, hang on, here we are. She's like, I said Pam, but she clearly said Pat. Okay. And now I want to ask you guys, did I already go past it? Do I have transcript yet? I bet you the transcript says Pat. The transcript doesn't say shit. Where was it? Back here. Feels like political theater. Hang on. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I totally skipped over it. I'm back. We're here.
And like the whole Pat Bondi thing.
Girl. You said Pat.
Like, the whole Pat Bondi thing.
You said Pat. You said Pat.
Like, the whole Pat Bondi thing, she's fucking...
Girl. Stop speaking about things. Stop it. You're making a joke out of this shit.
horrible and awful, disgusting. Blech.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone got
Before the Epstein files, she wasn't leaving the house because she was afraid of ICE.
so mad. There's a huge uproar.
Venusville?
And I remember as it was happening, I was like, this just feels like political theater. Like,
This feels like political theater. What you're doing here.
they're putting this woman up to be the punching bag, to be the one that takes the fall. Because I think it was back, like, I could be getting the president wrong, but I think it was back in Nixon. They said that, like, Nixon wasn't the one that went to jail. His attorney general did, right?
Sorry, I'm so behind, guys.
And, like, I'm no history buff. Politics. Before Trump existed, I just didn't give a fuck about politics. And in a way, I still don't, except for the fact that I have to. You know? In this stage in the game, to not give a fuck is...
Rosie will travel to tell everybody about how much trauma she's got and how she's a victim. Yes, Victim World Tour is accurate, right? Or Dick. Victim World Tour or Dick. Sorry.
Dangerous, complacency, laziness, and just a general apathy towards the communities that are being impacted.
Jennifer. Pat is from Missouri. Hey, Ashley. I think it's going to be like, oh, guys, I'm really changing my life. I'm turning things around. And now still we're like 6 months later and nothing's happened. That's what I predict. Let me catch up with you guys. I can see that Rally gifted, but I don't want to miss anybody. Hey, Rendell. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you, my darling. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. I wasn't sure if I was even going to stream, and look how many people have turned up. You guys are so cool. It's so dangerous to travel when you don't have the money to get home. She's setting herself up for an emergency eBay stream to get the plane money to go home. Yeah, probably. Well, this is something else that I also wanted to like talk about when I do get to the next stage is like she's putting herself at so much risk. This person found her on a podcast where she literally just talked about how much of a victim she is. Victims and people who have perhaps low self-esteem, unstable housing, etc., are prime targets for traffickers. Okay? Yes, kind of. She said, well, she's gross, but like she was, yeah, basically a muck. Like, and the thing is, like, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I don't really pretend to. If I don't know something, I'll just say I don't know it. Rosie can't ever admit that she doesn't know something or that she's wrong. And Rally, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. You are the best. I appreciate you so much. Let's see who got them. Cartoon Peach, aka Maria Pondu, Burke Bunch, Killface, Nice? I don't know. I'm bad at pronouncing stuff. Wake the Bake, Miss Monica, and Camps. Oh, and also Hyena Pusher and Val Shing. Thank you so much, Rally. Sometimes I think you guys just like hearing me not be able to read because I can't read. Thank you so much, Rally. Everybody, please, if you received a gift of membership, say thank you to Rally. Enjoy your emojis and enjoy. You've got 2 member streams up there, and I'm going to try and do another one sometime this week. We play games, hang out, have a fun time. Thank you, Rally. I appreciate you. All right. I just want to catch up with the chat because I'm so far behind. That woman knows everything that happened to those kids and is actively covering it up. She deserves everything that comes to her. She isn't taking the fall. She's literally at fault too. Yeah. Her lazy, complacent entitlement is sickening. When will her parents stop enabling this indolence? When a victim rolled through a concert shirt. Hey, Tally, welcome in. Yeah. I mean, if you're complacent and you're involved to any extent, you're guilty, right? Not a sacrificial lamb. Oh, you want subtitles up the top? No worries, Andrea. There you go. I'm just getting through the chat one by one. Like I was way behind. So I do eventually see most of the comments. Hey, Ruthie. She saw it work for Amber and Chantal, so why not abandon herself with a stranger she met online? Oh my God, I guess. I don't know why this just feels different. Chantal was in equal amount of danger, honestly. And Rosie like made fun of her and called her an idiot for it. But good to see you, Ruthie. Yeah, I moved them. All good. Moved the subtitles. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat, guys. I want to be up to speed with you all. I don't want to miss anything important. Unfortunately, this day and age, you really need to be careful. She should at least stay at a hotel. Yeah. Thanks, Lily. Okay. I think I'm up to date with you guys. She got no stranger danger. Hey, Mamini. Right? Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. Fucking hell, Rosie.
Impacted by the genocidal evil that are global forces.
I think so, Lizzie.
And it's all so much. Like, this is too much for not only like an individual person, but as a society. Too much information, too much evil, too much.
We assume so. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but she's talking about like having like 2 days long cooking adventures. And I don't know how she would necessarily do that at like a hotel or a motel. So, yeah. And even somebody said like, oh, whenever I travel and go and like see my partner or whatever, I like to like go and freshen up before I meet up with them. And she was like, well, something along the lines of that's like not as important as being so excited to see each other. Well, this is the thing. She's a prime target for, I don't know what exactly, but some people are into some weird shit. She's got very, very limited mobility, zero money. Parents are overseas. No real friends keeping an eye on her. Just a bunch of fake online people that she doesn't know. Yeah. And I mean, traveling that far. If I was, okay, it might come off a little bit mean, but if I was Rosie, I'd be very much questioning, like, why does this guy so desperately want me to travel out to come and see him after only knowing him a month? Like, I don't mean that in a mean way, but I would be sus. Like, what do you want from me? You know? I don't think that she's in any danger. Well, she could be. Like, she's obviously like checked out who this guy is and like made sure that he's safe, and her mom has all his details and stuff. But how do we know that it's not like a fake name, a fake ID? The guy now also, if he booked her flights, he's now also got her ID details and address details, which I think you need to book a flight.
Too much, just too much. And
I hope it's as simple as a fat fetish.
I struggle with like the guilt of the joy I feel in my personal life.
If I was going to be doing something like this, I would want to be booking my own hotel, and I would want to be renting my own car. I would want to be able to get out of wherever the fuck I am and not be stuck with this person.
Sometimes, and that it's weird. I've never really felt like this before on that front, you know?
Be frank. I don't know.
Like these two feelings coexisting at the same time is not a fun time. And I think like coming back here and like doing these little like IG story situations, it helps me reconnect with like what I loved about being on the internet that I feel like I lost in 2025. So, hi, hope if you're watching, thank you. But
My beloved and I were an internet long distance relationship too. We met face to face after 3 weeks of 3-hour daily phone calls and had a plan B in case it didn't work out. It did. That's lucky. That's very lucky. Things are different in this day and age. This is a very, very public person who has literally gone out and spilled all of her information on the internet. Everybody knows everything about her. Everybody knows all her weaknesses, all her traumas. This could very well go very, very badly. You know? If we look at it from like a general outside perspective and we don't know her and how much of a terrible person she is, if we look at it like as if it was one of her audience members looking at her and going, oh my God, Rosie did that. How romantic. I'm going to go do the same. They could be royally fucked.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm so excited about my upcoming trip. And something I've been saying to myself and saying out loud.
Ash says, not even if it turns out to be a dangerous situation, but like, what if they just don't vibe in person? Maybe he's different in person and it's dead air. And well, exactly. It could just be really fucking awkward. I would want to be able to at least be like, look, dude, like, we're not vibing. I'm going to get in my rental car and take myself to a hotel that I can afford with my own money. She's going to be relying on him heavily. I am already picturing phone calls to mum saying, oh, can you spot me a couple $100? I need to, move my ticket, my return flight day. If she's even got a return flight, she should have a hotel. I kind of hope that she does. But I mean, look, maybe we're all totally wrong. It's going to be a beautiful forever thing. I hope that the best for her. But I'm just saying, like, I think it's irresponsible for her to be touting this like it's a normal and safe thing to do. Because it's not.
Like, to comfort myself in this feeling, I think, is the phrase joy is resistance. Because, right, like, I've just been seeing some cool art being made by very talented people.
Whoops. Not only on their own, but on their turf. With zero fucking money. It's really putting her in a position to be stuck. Hey, Reginald. Also, what happens if she finds herself in a situation like the threesome doing something she doesn't want to because she has no choice? Fucking, that pissed me off because, like, of course you had a fucking choice. Don't come on here telling your child audience that they don't have a choice and that they can't say no. Dumb, irresponsible.
Political or non-political, I feel like this time is the time to, like,
definitely. Thank you, Ozzy, for bringing this up in her stream earlier. Like, I didn't really see it in this light until Ozzy was talking about, how badly things could go. And I'm not as much worried about Rosie as I am about the sort of example that she's setting. That's my, like, concern. Also, she mentions the Epstein files, but is doing things that could put her and other in trafficking. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's bizarre, honestly. Contradicting herself. Like, oh my God, I'm so worried about going outside to the grocery store to sit by my pool, but happy to, like, jump on a plane and go and see a complete stranger with no money. So many freaks out there, but she's afraid to leave her house, but will get on a plane to go to Texas. Exactly. Fucked.
Like, tap in to healthier ways of expressing the rage, the discomfort, the despair, the pain. Because, like, I don't know, man. I just got a lot of feelings and not enough solutions. And I just keep telling myself that, at some point, the justice will come. I just cling on to that because I don't know how we cope through this stuff. And this stuff it weighs on my mind so heavily. And I don't know how people are going about their day-to-day life. without the burden just like crushing you a bit. And it's maddening.
Well, exactly, Lisa. Very, very good point. Isn't that what happened with London Boy? They were super into each other online, and then they didn't click in person, and she bailed after 2 days. Yep, good fucking point. Very good point.
It's maddening seeing people just not acknowledge it for what it is.
Well, this is the thing. Like, they're two separate topics. I want to play a couple of things about like safety and trafficking and stuff like that. But it is a very interesting contrast, the fact that she's talking about her fears. It's so weird. Imagine if this was like, imagine there's somebody's 18-year-old daughter watching this and going, well, she did it and she was fine, so why can't I do it? A grown-up, responsible adult on the internet, allegedly.
I wanted to go out every single day, but I haven't been able to do that. It's been like, I think 2 days since I've gone outside. But here I am. I'm working on it. I think about trying to leave the house next week. It makes my stomach hurt.
Yes.
And a little nauseous. Maybe I'll go to the produce shop or something. I miss going to the produce shop. And it's safe and I know what to expect.
Yeah, how do we know how far this guy even is from any like public services, public transport? Even if, look, literally, even if there is a fucking bus stop like at the end of his street, can she even make it there without his assistance? With her luggage? Ugh.
To expect there, it's small. There might not be a lot of people. I'm scared. And I know logically, like, that my personal safety is at higher risk because of what's happening on a global scale in that way, like with my location and other factors, right? But I feel unsafe. As like a traumatized person, I feel really unsafe in this world, like in every corner. Like the only place that feels safe is like my home, my room, my bed. Everything else is scary. And I'm working through it, you know? But my distance from the trolls, and it's been interesting how some of them have been trying to still poke and prod at me. I'm just not talking about it. They're getting a little creative, but they're desperate for my attention. And I'm working on it. I'm working on not even saying things like I just said. It's a process for me. I'm really slow at transitions.
Hey, Minka.
I struggle.
How are you, Minka? Hey, Yummy. Sorry, I missed a couple of you guys coming in. Where was I? Mel's. I'm sorry I missed you yesterday. I'm going to make sure I don't miss you this time. I scroll back up to find you. How are you, Mel's? Because it seems like every time I look away or I'm like, I got to go pee or something, Mel's comes in and I totally miss that she's here. I'm so sorry. Oh, dear. Who else? Did anyone else sneak past me? You've got to put your hands up and say, hi, hello, you missed me. I'm Perfect Life, hello. To Cold Brew, welcome in. You're fine. Hey, PP. Did anybody else? Sorry, guys, I lost my focus for a second there. Dinner time for Edna. Are people with agoraphobia afraid to go in their own yards because that's still their home? I really don't know. Yep. No, I don't know. Don't want to know. I don't want to know this much information. I'm sure her mum knows if there's any major issue, but no, I don't want to know. I want to, like, as much as I keep saying I want to see it play out, I want to see it play out. I want her to be safe. I want everything to be fine, but I don't want any like interference, if you know what I mean.
Struggle. It takes me a really long time. It took me months. of like the baby steps to
Thankfully.
actually cut myself off from anything to do with that community, because I had such a fear-based connection on staying informed. Like, I felt unsafe if I didn't know what was happening.
Candy.
I felt unsafe if there was a way for them to use information I didn't know.
Welcome in, Pajita and Candy. How are you guys? Let me see if I missed anybody else. Okay. So this is just a heads up for anybody who wants to watch Charlie's stream. I think Charlie is starting now. Just a heads up. Just a heads up.
Know about as like gotchas, because they do it all the time.
Really?
So it felt unsafe to me. But not knowing has brought such a sense of peace to my life that I don't ever
Thanks for being here, Pujita. Appreciate you.
want to leave again.
Cow soap, hi.
So
Exactly.
and I'm really grateful for the work I've put into myself and like the relationships around me and stuff. So I don't know why I've been talking forever. I've been yapping, but you know, people who haven't followed me for that long, this used to be a very regular occurrence. I used to post like,
do you know, I really fucking hate how she does that zoom in thing. It makes everything seem like it's a fucking joke, and this is clearly not a fucking joke.
This on the stories, okay? But like, you know, it's just,
yeah, she's saying like, I can't actually like physically go to a protest, so my protest is that I'm just going to be happy. Nice cop out, girl.
I feel like I'm healing like in a tangible way, and I'm grateful. I have a lot to be grateful for, and a lot that I'm thankful for, and a lot that I'm happy about, and a lot that I'm excited about, and a lot that I'm looking forward to, and a new idea for a future that I'm really looking forward to, and some other changes on the horizon that I'm even more scared to make, because my relationship with talking about my health online.
Hey, Jennifer Garcia, welcome in. Yeah, that zooming thing, it pisses me off.
Is tumultuous, to say the fucking least. But I have some things to figure out. So I think I'm going to just pull the plug here. I could probably keep talking for a while, but thank you for. I've been watching the sun. The sun is much brighter now. It's still super cloudy, so like there's that. But what is that? Oh, is that bird poop? That's hot. That's not hot. That's actually really gross. I was trying to show. There's a bunch of birds flying about. Rosie, you should probably delete this. Am I gonna delete it? Nah.
Did you guys like how I left Zio in at the end here? Like looking at the camera like, huh? I just thought it was fitting. Little, I won't say what I'm thinking. But anyway, so then someone wrote her a message about these. Someone was annoyed by these recent Instagram stories, whatever you call them, and said to her name is Pam Bondi or Bondi. Another mistake, Rosie. What are you? A younger white woman from Florida, so afraid of leaving the house for? And she's like, I said Pam. I just watched it back and it looks like I said Pat instead of Pam. You aren't going to believe me if I try to explain my processing disorder related issues because I know you don't care. You just want a reason to be angry at me. How about instead of being pissed, I mispronounced something, you direct that anger into something that matters. Google agoraphobia, seeing as how you're older than my grandmother, way to be ageist, way to age shame. Your grandmother's also dead, so what the fuck? If you can't figure out that, find a dictionary at your local library. What a bitch. What an absolute bitch. Yeah, processing disorder. Like, what does she even mean by that? May want to add processing disorder on the list of Rosie's traumas. Has she ever owned up to any mistake? Just say, oops, sorry, slip of the tongue. It's so weird. I know. She can never admit fault. She can never admit that she makes a mistake. She can never admit that she's done anything wrong, ever. We've seen that over and over and over again with Rosie. So anyway, I just wanted to be, and I know we've discussed it a little bit during those clips, but I wanted to also just talk a little bit about what Rosie's doing currently is actually what is putting her at risk. So I pulled up, I haven't pre-watched most of these, but gonna pull up some of these little quick vids about, being safe, how people can be trafficked, what these people are looking for in a potential victim. So yeah, that's what I think I want to do now, just a little bit. I'm just trying to figure out which one I'm going to start with. So I think I'm going to start with this one. So this is from Texas Pictures Documentaries. This lady here is a human trafficking survivor, and I just wanted to listen to this a little bit, okay? And then we're going to look at some of the things that these type of people look for, I guess. And I haven't really done much research into this, but I want to just go over it a little bit because Rosie couldn't do the responsible thing and say to her audience, hey guys, like, I know that I'm doing this thing, but I don't want any of you to go and do it. So I'm going to see if I get some closed captions. They're very small though, guys. I do apologize.
It's just automatically stigmatized. I think that they have, it's just automatically stigmatized. I think that they have an idea in their head of what it's supposed to look like. They always want to associate it with somebody being kidnapped and forced. And that's not always the case. My case is totally different. I was involved in human trafficking, but it started with a choice, right? I made the choice to go into that situation. I put myself in an environment that could possibly happen, and then it did. I was a product of my environment. It comes with the territory, and people don't realize that it can happen at any given place. Hey, you can get somebody that you meet online and they're putting your fingernails and dyeing your hair and, all the while they're about to use that and then flip it on you. And now you're involved in human trafficking. If you don't do what I need you to do, we're going to do this to your family, or I got your address, or, they just capture you at your most vulnerable moment. I think it's just automatically stigmatized. I think that they have.
I'm not saying that anything is going to happen to Rosie in particular, but her somewhat young and naive audience, that she's just saying like, yeah, guys, it's fine to fly interstate after knowing a guy for only a month. Even if you are immobile and have no money, that's totally safe, guys. Like, look at me do it. I think that is why I feel it's important to address this, because I'm not necessarily worried about her. I'm worried about her apathy and her what is it? Like, I just think it's fucking dangerous that she's making this seem like it's something that's like an okay thing. She's sending she's sending out the wrong message and gets mad when people mention the danger. She's put so much faith into this Discord guy that made her feel safe. Thank you, Lilith. Hey, Freak Show. Her Vegas vlogs proved how clueless she is. Between the interaction outside of the Chinese buffet and the Hello Kitty cafe, she makes herself obvious as an easy target everywhere she goes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. She's just really putting herself in a vulnerable situation and being like, yeah, guys, this is totally fine and totally normal.
Have an idea in their.
Hey, Shanren. Yep. It's beyond dangerous, the message she's giving out to her audience, and underage people follow her. Let's not forget they are in her chats. Exactly.
In their head
So
of what
that's
it's
the hat.
supposed to look like.
I'm gonna put all of these in the description, guys, as well. I just thought let's have a look and see. So this one here I have not pre-watched. I'm probably gonna speed it up a little bit because it's look, we'll start it and see how we go. There's a couple of really good docos that I'll also link in the description. They're too long for us to sit and watch the entire thing, but there's like, for example, so this Mary M. Dowell story, McDowell. I'm going to link all of this stuff afterwards, but I thought, like, let's have a look at this one. How to avoid becoming a victim of human trafficking. See how we go.
You're watching Reality Survival, and today I just wanted to talk with you about what do we got here? I've got some notes down.
Yes, everybody, please make sure you're on live chat. Wait, there was another thing I wanted to show you guys first. Oh, it was on here. Okay. This was, I thought, was good.
Social media has essentially become a go-to platform for traffickers, but how exactly are they using it? The internet has helped traffickers scale the ways that they profile and recruit victims, which is why it's more important than ever for us to know what human trafficking on social media can actually look like. When traffickers recruit new victims, they'll often scroll through social media profiles in search of people displaying needs that they can exploit. They may check to see if someone is currently unemployed, single, or looking for a relationship.
So, any of these track for our girl? Traffickers might scout out someone's social media looking for these needs: financial stability and employment, romantic partnership, love and affirmation, housing, physical safety from local unrest, or
relationship, lacking a strong support system, or experiencing an unstable living situation. Once a vulnerability is identified, they begin to try to weaken the boundaries of the person they're targeting. Boyfriending situations, grooming, false job offers, and modeling opportunities are tactics that traffickers frequently use to do this. Another way that traffickers utilize social media is for online advertising. This has been a long-used tactic to solicit buyers, and unfortunately, these advertisements are very common in the US. Traffickers also leverage social media as a method of control. In one Polaris study, 32% of survivors reported that their traffickers monitored their social media use. Traffickers also might co-opt these accounts as their own, using them to spread illicit stories or photos of the victim, or
eek. I'm not saying that any of this is going to happen to Rosie, but the fact that she hits all these markers and yet goes like, guys, this is totally fine and totally normal is fucking concerning, and it is dangerous. You have a young, naive fucking audience, okay?
even impersonate them in messages to further isolate them from their family and friends. All this goes to show how prevalent exploitation is online. But if traffickers are on social media as much as we are, how do we keep ourselves safe? Double check that you're utilizing all the privacy features available on your social media apps. It's also good to be conscious of what you post.
No, Rebecca. You may want to go back to the start. I am in no way saying that he's a human trafficker. I'm saying that what she's doing is extremely dangerous and extremely risky, and she very easily could be targeted. I don't think that she is. I'm pretty sure that she's going to be fine. I'm pretty sure she's safe, but we don't know that 100%. And she's putting out a message to her audience that, hey, guys, this is fine. This is totally okay to go and fly to a guy that you've known for a month and going with no resources, no money, nowhere to stay, no car, no escape. I'm not saying that she's going to need any of that stuff, but I'm saying it is a fucking dangerous message to be spreading to your audience.
And send to people. Traffickers are really adept at figuring out personal information just by examining social media posts and text messages.
Right?
Also, always trust your gut and report suspicious behaviors if they feel off. Social media has essentially become a go-to platform for traffickers, but how exactly are they using it? The internet has helped traffickers scale the ways that they profile and recruit victims, which is why it's more important than ever for us to know what human trafficking on social media can actually look like. When traffickers recruit new victims, they'll often scroll through social media
All right. So I don't think that Rosie, this is going to happen to her, but I think that she's an idiot for not at very least saying to people, hey guys, just because I'm doing this, I would never, ever, ever recommend that you do this. At very least, she could address and point out the dangers that she is putting herself in. Because I really, really see especially the fact that she's talking about the Epstein files and how she's afraid to go outside because of that, but not afraid to go and see a fucking stranger from the internet. I'm not saying she has any value. I'm not saying she's going to be trafficked, but I'm saying that it's a dangerous message to spread, to be telling other people on the internet this is fine and normal behavior, because it's in no way fine and normal. Like, imagine if you had like an 18-year-old daughter who wanted to go and do this. Would you think that it was fine and safe? Even if you had the ID and the address? I wouldn't. No fucking way. Yeah. Exactly. We don't want anyone to end up in a bad situation. I don't know if anybody's really out there copying Rosie, but I just think that as a big time creator who feels as though she really needs to say something about the political climate, about the Epstein files. She feels really passionate about talking about these. Like she has to say something because she's got such a big platform. Why is she not saying anything about this? Why is she not addressing the risks of doing stuff like what she's about to do? That's my point. So then this guy just talks a little bit about like what to look out for, how to be safe a little bit, which I don't think could go astray. I'm just going to watch the first 5 or so minutes because he's talking a little bit about what you can do to avoid it, and then he goes on to talk about like different weapons and stuff like that. So I'm not going to necessarily watch. I'm probably going to skip from the situational awareness, self-defense to traveling alone. Okay.
Down here, I guess it's 15 tips for, how to avoid becoming a victim of human trafficking. And the reason that I'm doing this is there's been a lot of hubbub and social media posts and stuff about people trying to, be kidnapped in Walmarts and taken for, sex trafficking, or children being snatched and different things like that. And so I thought maybe it would be good to talk about this. These tips are really pretty well applicable to any kind of personal defense situation. These are kind of, some ground rules, but some of the ones that I have at the end are more specific towards human trafficking. So, with that, we'll go ahead and get started here. Like I said, I think I've got 15 tips. I've got some notes down here, just kind of keep me straight on it. So the first one, and these are not really in any particular order. These are just things that are good to do all the way around. And any one of them could be the most important depending on the situation. So number one.
Exactly. Just Loser says she thinks it's fine because she did this with her ex and it was fine, but she forgot he groomed her, right? And also she was in a long distance online relationship for a very, very long time before she met him in person. And I believe that he went to Florida first to meet her family. But then she still repeated that behavior. She did the same thing with London Boy. That didn't work out well, but she doesn't learn. She's repeatedly telling people that this is fucking fine. Oh, well, next time it'll work out, when she's like actively it's not working out. She has a young niece. She contacted a Dawson victim. She wants to interact with people's kids. She doesn't have tools to interact with these kids. She's reckless. Yes. Thank you, Lily.
One is maintain situational awareness, and especially during your transitions. Now, I've done a video on this called the 3 stages of vigilance. And if you guys want, I'll put a link down in the description below. If you guys want to check that out, go ahead and do that. But the key part about that is that you really need to maintain situational awareness at a more heightened level during your transitions. So check that video below as well once this one's over with, and I'll kind of explain that a little bit more in depth. You want to keep your head out of your phone, look around, look into people's eyes.
We all know that she ain't going to be doing that. She's going to have her head in her phone the whole time, if not filming her own face up very, very close for us, like she always does when she travels.
Show them that you see them. Don't just have your head down in your phone and all that kind of stuff. That's just one of the basics. The next one, number 2, is walk with a purpose. Have your head up, your shoulders back, look like you're ready.
Now, this is just a bit of education. This is like things that everybody should know, in my opinion.
Ready for a fight. And if possible, you want to try to keep your hands empty as much as you can. Obviously that's going to be kind of difficult sometimes when you're shopping and different things like that. But if you can take a shopping cart or something like that and not have to carry stuff in your hands, that's better. You can also
I don't think that this is going to happen to Rosie. I don't think that this Remy guy is a trafficker or anything like that. But I'm thinking like she is really, like, imagine if this guy isn't who she thinks he is. The kind of risk that she could be in, being as immobile as her and as broke as her.
Use a shopping cart to keep between you and somebody else if they were trying to get to you or whatever. But having your hands free and not full of packages and stuff is going to allow you to get to some of your self-defense items and stuff like that a little bit quicker. So, all right. Number 3 is take a self-defense class or classes on a regular basis. Preferably study some kind of martial art like boxing, kickboxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Guys, Rosie did boxing once. I shouldn't joke, but
Muay Thai, those kinds of things. And the kind of martial art that I think is the best is the one that actually has you sparring physically with another person. Okay. Because if you miss out on that aspect, you're really missing out on a lot of training.
Well, we know that she's got no hope when it comes to self-defense. So I'm going to skip to, so this bit here is just about like carrying weapons, don't get drunk, stuff like that. But then I'm going to skip to here, which is the traveling alone part. Okay.
When I was talking about, never allow young girls between the ages of 15 and 23 to travel alone. They are the highest risk category of people who can be inducted into the human trafficking. They're not the only ones. Young boys and stuff are at risk as well, but they only make up, I think it's 20 to 30% of the total human trafficking population. Girls make up the vast majority of it. So don't allow them to travel abroad alone. I see people do this all the time. They let their kids travel in, school groups and stuff like that to foreign.
No, it's a fair point, Jennifer. You're right. You're right. That is also a fucking concern. It is. I think this is more likely. Because from what we've seen so far, he obviously doesn't mind a bigger girl. He doesn't mind buying her food. I think this is more likely what is going on here, but I still think that she should have been responsible enough to warn people, like, don't do what I'm doing.
Foreign countries and whatnot. Personally, I would never do that. Now, if you have and you made a choice and maybe everything went fine, that's your call. But for me, that is just too much risk. So I'll leave it at that. Let's see. The number 14 is avoid vacation places that have recently experienced civil war, ethnic cleansing, or mass genocide. And the reason I say this is because these are the types of locations where the sex trafficking stuff is most prevalent. If you look at the State Department websites, state.gov, they will offer travel advisories for different countries. And
well, that's it. I don't think that she's going to a war zone or anything like that. But again, just wanted to give a little education about this because she's not gonna. So yeah. I think that it's important to kind of show some of this stuff. This is another quick one. I'll just show you guys.
Hi, I'm Detective Joseph Scaramucci with the McLennan County Sheriff's Office. I've worked hundreds of trafficking cases over the past 6 years.
And then we'll watch something.
And I want to share with you what I've learned about traffickers and buyers. First, we have to understand that human trafficking, like all industries generating profit, is about supply and demand. We know that the supply side of human trafficking is the victims, the people who are used and exploited. The demand side is the buyers, the people who are seeking to pay for the services provided by victims. And the person in the middle is the trafficker. The trafficker is a person who, through force, fraud, or coercion, is providing the victim to the buyer. So who are these sex traffickers? In sex trafficking, a trafficker may be better known as a pimp. Now take a minute and think about what comes to mind when you think of the word pimp. Based on music and movies, you probably have a pretty distinct image of what comes to mind. But as someone who has encountered and arrested a lot of pimps over the years, I have to tell you, most don't look like this. I'm about to show you a group of photos. Take 10 seconds and decide who you think the pimp is. You may have guessed it, but all of these people have been arrested for sex trafficking. In 2018, a Travis County, Texas woman conspired with her boyfriend to traffic a 14-year-old girl, lured the girl through Tagged, a social media app, used threats of force to make her perform sex acts, is now serving 40 years in prison. In 2018, a Houston, Texas man was running a massage business out of his home using a 15-year-old boy to give massages to clients. Paying customers were allowed to engage in sexual activities with that boy. He did this to multiple boys. He also tried to traffic this boy to the Summer Olympics in London in 2012. He's now serving a 30-year prison sentence. In 2016, a Waco man who was 51 years old harbored a 15-year-old runaway girl and charged men to have sex with her while keeping her high on heroin. He's now serving 12 consecutive life sentences. In 2018, a junior high teacher in a small...
Now, obviously, this is not going to happen to Rosie, but I guess my point of showing this one was to show you, like, they can... It's not necessarily the people that you might expect, I suppose. And the entire point of this today is, again, the fact that Rosie feels confident in talking about, you know, the files and talking about ICE and talking about political shit, but doesn't see that what she's doing is dangerous, potentially dangerous, maybe not necessarily to her, but for others. This is like, I'm doing what Rosie should be doing and saying, like, what she's doing right now is not safe for most people. She might be okay. I'm sure she will be fine. But this is for anybody else who's looking at her and going, hey, she cares about social justice, and she cares about, you know, she's afraid to go outside, but she doesn't seem afraid to go and see this guy. Like, she probably should be a little more concerned. Nikki, you can never be too careful. Roz has never met this person in real life. She should be safe about to and meet in a neutral territory. I agree. You're fine, Long White Cloud. Hello. She's putting herself at risk of being a bigger burden to her family and their finances. For Dick, well, that's also true. She's an influencer. She's influencing. She feels the need, like, she can't be quiet about the Epstein files, but she doesn't want to admit that what she's doing is potentially dangerous. So I think that was all I really wanted to show. I'm going to put a couple of documentaries and stuff in the... Oh, there was something here. Do you guys want to know? There's one here that's about like the different states and the risks of trafficking in those different states. If you guys want to watch that. Otherwise, we can watch something else. I just wanted to sort of talk a little bit about this because she's not. It's basically like talking about the top highest places where trafficking occurs. And I think, look, we can watch it for a minute. I think it's very interesting to hear. It's probably not what people expect. Like, there's a lot more trafficking within the US than what I expected. So...
If we're taking a look at the side of America most people would rather ignore. The states with the highest rates of human trafficking. Not exactly your average road trip guide, but here we are. While politicians argue on cable news and influencers dance on TikTok, thousands of people, mostly women and children, are being exploited every single day. And guess what? It's not just happening in some shady back alley overseas. It's happening right here in plain sight across the United States. Now, we're ranking these states by the rate. It wouldn't be fair if we did it by the total number because obviously the states with the largest population will have the highest number. California being number...
I'm sorry to hear that, Saturn Serenity. Glad that you're here now. I wish Rosie would heed some of these warnings or at least educate her audience about some of the risks involved in what she's doing.
One, with a little over 11,000 people as confirmed victims of human trafficking. Texas comes in second with a little over 7,000, and Florida comes in third with a little under 7,000. And a bit of a shocker on this one, because New York's one of the more populated states. They only had a little over 3,000. And these are the numbers between 2019 and 2023, which are the latest human trafficking numbers. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look.
Well, Texas is so big, and there is a lot of rural areas. And like, honestly, and again, thanks to Aussie and the girls in Aussie's chat, because I would not have necessarily thought of it from this angle until I woke up and I was listening to Aussie talk about a situation that happened. So, I mean, traveling alone to go and see a fucking stranger in a different state when you're immobile and broke is ticking every box of like being at risk.
Number 10, Oregon. Human trafficking is a serious issue that affects communities across the nation, and Oregon is no exception. In 2023 alone, the National Human Trafficking Hotline received 461 reports related to Oregon, with 132 cases identified and 248 victims connected.
I agree, Melissa. I wanted to read that. Her father blocking somebody showing concern in her chat says everything. They are willing to allow her to do whatever she wants as long as it makes her happy. And then you said, even if they didn't want to push the issue, that was the perfect opportunity to let the topic come up. Yes, and have a conversation around it. Imagine like a fucking 17 or 18-year-old in her chat just listening to that and going, oh, if Rosie can do it and she's not worried. Like, she's worried about everything. She's afraid of everything, but this doesn't scare her, so it must be fine.
To these cases. The problem is the state's extensive network of highways, including the I-5 corridor, unfortunately facilitate movement of traffickers and their victims.
Yes, she's going to Texas. Hey, Takis. She doesn't view him as a stranger because she trauma dumps on him and they've made a Discord daddy-kitten relationship. Ew. Yeah, exactly.
Combined with factors like poverty, drug use, and homelessness, increase the vulnerability of individuals to exploitation. Now,
Satin, I'm going to read this out, okay? It was a girl I met online that got me a ticket to come stay with her. We took pics together and she posted them online, quite literally putting me up for sale. It was horrific. Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. That is so fucking scary at 19. And I imagine that this person was a similar age. Or you figured like, oh, I know this person. She's my online friend. I've known forever. Like, I'd even be like, okay, say Lily was like, I'm going to buy you a ticket to come and stay with me for 2 weeks. I'd be like, that's really nice, Lily. But like, why? And like, I'll get a hotel so that I'm not like impeding on your space. Kind of thing, at least. When I got away, she told someone close to me that she's lucky I didn't, oh my gosh, unalive her. Hey, Wyoma. See, that happens so much, Saturn. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Hey, James. She met me at the train station with her pimp. Oh my God. Yeah.
Now, we have a lot of runaways in the Portland metro area, especially. A lot of these people end up on the streets, and it's downhill from there like a rocket.
And she's literally told her audience this, that they spend hours and hours online. They've got a Discord with all of their shit in it, all of their interests, combined interest. She's proven to this guy that she is weak because she literally absorbed his personality. He found her where she was talking about how fucking damaged and traumatized she is on the internet. Like, red flags, anybody?
Led to hell. Law enforcement agencies in Oregon have been actively working to combat human trafficking. For instance, the Portland Police Bureau, yes, we call it the Police Bureau, not the Police Department for some reason, but they have a human trafficking unit, and they conduct multiple operations every year along Northeast 82nd Avenue and Northeast Sandy Boulevard. That's the area where you'll find a lot of scandal.
I don't think any of us really have the words to express how scary and terrifying and awful that must have been. And to see somebody putting themselves in this kind of risk, like if you think about it in sort of contrast, to see somebody putting themselves at this amount of risk without a second fucking thought, it must be difficult for you, Saturn. So I feel lucky to be alive when I think back to those days. I'm 26 now, but trafficking is the most horrific thing, and especially when you spend years blaming yourself for falling into their trap. Hey, patient. Yeah. She's literally giving him everything he needs to manipulate her. Yep. Hey, Sparky. I get notice for runaway every single day. We try to get the child found as quickly as possible to prevent them from getting trafficked. Thank you. Yeah. Oh. I'll have a look right now, Ozzy.
clad women wandering the streets. I drive by there occasionally and go, wow, they are awfully dressed up for a place like this. What's going on? They've always had them, but in recent years, they've really picked up the effort with different community organizations and task force across the state. Now, it did peak around here in about 2020. Still going on, but it's not as bad as it was. I looked at this list 4 years ago, and Oregon was number 7. So here they are, number 10. Not bad. Now, this just goes off confirmed victims, which that should tell you there's a lot more that are unconfirmed. But Oregon has 28.53 confirmed victims for every 100,000 residents. Number 9, South Dakota. I'm a little surprised. I didn't think you'd find this here. I mean, every state's going to have this. I just didn't expect it from South Dakota. But here we are. Human trafficking is a pressing issue in South Dakota with both S and labor trafficking. I say S because if I say the whole word, the algorithm's going to pick it up and I'm going to get demonetized. So you know what I'm talking about. The purchasing of hourly company. According to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, since its inception, 217 cases have been identified in South Dakota, involving 639 victims. In 2023 alone, the hotline received 53 calls from South Dakota, leading to the identification of 17 cases and 20 victims. Now, certain events and locations in South Dakota have been linked to an increase in human trafficking activities. For instance, during the 2024 Sturgis motorcycle rally, a multi-agency operation led to the arrest of 7 men attempting to engage in commercial S with people that weren't of age. Again, I'm not making light of the subject or anything like that. I just like to get the information out. Additionally, labor trafficking has been reported in the state, with victims often hidden in plain sight, working in various industries without proper recognition or support. That's their biggest problem, is the...
Sorry, guys. I was just trying to pull up something that Ozzy sent through. And then I like screwed around all my windows. It is very important to spread awareness because it can happen to fucking anyone, right? And there's not necessarily a certain type of demographic that they're necessarily looking for in a lot of cases. It can just be that you are vulnerable and easily manipulated. And Rosie's proving herself to be that. Okay. Here we go. I think this is what you wanted me to look at, Ozzy, is that the red flag indicators. So, oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay, so red flag indicators of romance scams. We'll just start with that. You may be the target of a romance scammer if the person you are communicating with online shows any of these indicators: claims they live, work, or are traveling abroad, lacks proper grammar, claims to be notably younger than you, quickly professes love to you, has a story that is inconsistent, has a minimal online presence, sends general photos, sends or requests explicit photos, videos, mentions the idea of being together and meeting soon. And I know this isn't like your typical, this is more like what you see on not Catfished, but you know, those romance scam shows. Okay, I'll have a look at the other one that you sent me as well, Ozzy. Hang on. Find where I was. Let me just share this while I have
working on farms and things like that, not getting paid adequately and forced to stay on these farms. Now, it's not all farms. It's not all farmers. And I'm sure 90% of the farmers out there, if they found out this was going on in the farm next to them, they'd be the first one over there to put an end to it. That's how they are in South Dakota. South Dakota's rate between 2019 and 2023 is 28.72 confirmed victims for every 100,000 residents. Number 8, California. Human trafficking is a significant issue in California. Yeah, I'd say they lead the country in reported cases and victims when you look at the overall number. Sure, a lot of that has to do with the massive population, but still, you got the Mexican border right there. It's always been a problem in California. In 2020 alone, there were 1,334 reported cases involving 1,100 females and about 250 minors. The state's large economy, international border, and diverse population contribute to its status as a trafficking hotspot. Now, it's not like they've never acknowledged the severity of the problem. California has taken legislative steps to combat human trafficking. In September of 2024, Governor Gavin Newsom signed laws imposing stricter penalties on traffickers and enhancing the support for victims. Additionally, as of January 1st, 2025, human trafficking of minors for commercial S is classified as a serious felony, leading to potential life sentences for offenders. Now, this is according to Cal Matters. Despite these efforts, challenges persist. From 2019 to 2023, California's rate of confirmed victims is 28.88 for every 100,000 residents. Number 7, New Mexico. Human trafficking has always been a problem in New Mexico. In 2023 alone, the National Human Trafficking...
Okay, I think I found the one that Ozzy was talking about. Who came in while I was distracted? Hey, Lizzie. All right, so I think this is the one that Ozzy wanted me to look at, these screenshots. So, common patterns and cases. Initial grooming and false promises. Traffickers sometimes refer to as Romeo traffickers build an online connection by expressing love quickly, complimenting the victim, and promising a better life. The meeting trap. Victims often meet these individuals in person thinking they are starting a relationship, but are immediately taken captive, threatened, or forced into commercial S exploitation. Case example, teenager. A 17-year-old girl was targeted on a dating site by a trafficker who promised her money and shopping. She was coerced into a trafficking situation. Case example, a dating app victim. A woman met a man on a dating app who seemed interested in her. He later persuaded her to work at a strip club, which was part of a broader scheme to sell her for sex. Let me see. This other one. Case example, abduction. A woman in Virginia was abducted after meeting a man she had been talking to online for 3 months. He held her at gunpoint and forced her to drive him. Case example, 28-day ordeal. A woman was held against her will for 28 days after meeting a man on a dating app, enduring beatings and torture. Warning signs and prevention. Wonder if I've got that. One sec. I will Google. I can't find it, but anyway, that's fine. There's a, oops, Ozzy, we're working on the fly here. Okay. This is the one that Ozzy wants me to show. Here. Hey, Jason. Hey, Libby. Oh, this is that Thailand example. Upon arrival in Thailand, victims are often transported across the border to heavily guarded areas. Exploitation. Once trapped, their passports and phones are confiscated and they are forced to work 12 to 16-hour days. Abuse and fatalities. Those who fail to meet quotas or try to escape face brutal punishments. That's okay. Look, I'm going to just do this. I've got a website I've got pulled up here. Here. Okay, so this one here says protect yourself. Be careful what you post and make public online. Scammers can use details shared on social media and dating sites to better understand and target you. Research the person's photo and profile using online searches to see if the image, name, or details have been used elsewhere. Go slowly and ask lots of questions. Be aware if the individual seems too perfect or quickly asks you to leave a dating service or social media site to communicate directly. Be aware if the individual attempts to isolate you from friends and family or requests inappropriate photos or financial information that could later be used to extort you. Beware if the individual promises to meet you in person, but then always comes up with an excuse. Never send money. Yes, well, Libby, she had one scheduled for today, so that's why I came on today. But then she changed
it to tomorrow. So I was like, well, I'll come on and just talk about this anyway. Yeah. It's and I'm not saying that this is going to happen to Rosie. I'm just saying that she is acting like this is no big deal. And again, like blocking people when they bring it up. Meanwhile, she's afraid to go outside because of ICE and the Epstein files. Make it make sense. Okay, let's have a lookie. I want to give you guys something less heavy to watch. I was going to say we could watch the past relationships and current dating life. That. I guess it's relevant. Do you guys want to watch that one? I in the thing, in the description, so you guys can watch them. I've got all the tabs open here, so I won't. I will not lose them. But this is the link for the 10 states. I'm going to link all these resources and some documentaries for you guys as well, okay? We can finish this, though, if you want to. It's not very long.
Trafficking hotline received 200 signals from New Mexico, leading to the identification of 40 cases involving 92 victims. Alarmingly, a substantial portion of the victims are introduced into trafficking by their own family members, often due to factors like poverty and substance abuse. To combat this crisis, New Mexico has initiated several efforts. The state's Human Trafficking Task Force, a collaboration between the Attorney General's Office, service providers like Lifelink, and federal agencies such as the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, focuses on addressing both and labor trafficking. In August 2024, a 12-day operation led by the New Mexico State Police resulted in the rescue of 91 individuals, the identification of 33 stash houses, and 16 arrests. Moreover, partnerships with the private sector have bolstered these efforts. In December,
Well, this is also why I really truly believe that Rosie only talks about this stuff to virtue signal, because she can't even put 2 and 2 together that what she's doing is putting her at risk, or could be putting her at risk, or something like this. The kind of stuff that she tries to fucking grill everybody else about and come online and complain and whinge about and say, I can't go outside because I'm so scared, but then does this. It's like, are you even listening to yourself? Do you even know what you're talking about? Clearly fucking not.
2023, Deutsche Bank pledged nearly $5 million to support an initiative aimed at preventing, investigating, and prosecuting human trafficking in New Mexico. First time I ever went to New Mexico, I was in the military, and we heard all about it. And this was back, we're talking early 1990s. And I mean, it's never really slowed down there because of the internet. I'm sure it's just gotten worse. New Mexico has 30.46 confirmed victims per every 100,000 residents.
Thank you, Ozzy. Lily, thank you, mods.
Number 6, Florida. Florida has a trafficking issue. I mean, they've got all the things that sort of feed into it. A lot of conventions, a lot of tourists. They have a lot of farming in Florida. This creates an environment where both labor and trafficking can thrive. In 2023 alone, over 2,100 cases were reported, with a majority involving people that are not of age. Trafficking is the most prevalent form of human trafficking in Florida, and technology has made that problem worse, enabling traffickers to groom and exploit victims online. For instance, in Miami-Dade County, approximately 40% of the total victims are underage, and 96% of those victims are female. Efforts to combat human trafficking in Florida include the establishment of a statewide council on human trafficking, which focuses on assisting victims and prosecuting offenders. From 2019 to 2023, Florida had 30.53 confirmed victims per 100,000 residents.
That's quite a lot.
Number 5, Louisiana. Human trafficking in Louisiana is a serious issue that often flies under the radar. With its busy ports, long stretches of highway, and tourist traffic, the state unfortunately provides a lot of opportunities for traffickers to move people without drawing too much attention. It's not just the big...
I don't even know if she thinks she's invincible. I just don't even think that she's actually hearing what she's saying. Again, it's like this thing that Rosie always does. It's like she's reciting a script of what she thinks sounds right, or what she thinks is the correct thing to say, but not actually absorbing it and not actually meaning it or feeling it.
cities like New Orleans and Baton Rouge either. Rural areas and smaller towns are affected too, which makes the problem even harder to spot and stop. A lot of people think human trafficking is only about smuggling people across the southern border, but that's only part of it. In Louisiana, trafficking often looks more like forced labor, exploitation, or even kids being manipulated and groomed through social media. Victims can be anyone from teens, adults, people from all backgrounds. And many times they don't even realize they're being trafficked because the manipulation and control is so deep. The good news is Louisiana's got a lot of different organizations fighting back, and in recent years even more. As more attention's been brought to trafficking, more and more programs and
I do feel like it's relevant to Amber and to Foodie. Foodie not so much now, but like I still can't believe that she actually just like jumped on a plane and went and met this guy. Mind you, Foodie is a little more mobile. I think if Foodie needed to fight, she probably could a little, or at least back then. I think that Foodie had enough money to be able to get out of most situations if she needed to. So I do think Foodie is very, very, very lucky that it was nothing worse. And I also like just have in the back of my head this thing with like Amber and Emily, just like that whole thing still doesn't feel fucking safe to me. I mean, if they look, I don't know if it was ever proven whether or not they actually were selling photos and stuff online of Amber, or whether that was just a rumor, but like that in itself is, that could be seen as trafficking. You know what I mean? Hey, tiny ghost. I'm not keeping up with Foodie. I kind of want a drawing though. I heard that she's doing drawings, portraits. I kind of want one.
organizations are popping up to help the people that are victims. Man, I can't imagine being forced labor in Louisiana. I wouldn't even want to work there, period. That place is hot, humid, insects everywhere. Louisiana has 31.64 confirmed victims for every 100,000 residents. Number 4, Missouri. Human trafficking is a disturbingly serious issue in Missouri, apparently ranking 4th in the nation for something.
Don't worry, I won't give Foodie money. But I do. I have this. I want a portrait. I like. I think. If I enjoyed Foodie's drawings. I loved when we were able to identify he who shall not be named by her drawing of him. I find her drawings hilarious. Not Missouri, but no, I wouldn't give Foodie money.
Is kind of an overachievement nobody asked for. As of 2024,
Probably.
the state has earned the grim distinction thanks to widespread cases of both and labor trafficking. Victims are often those already facing life's toughest challenges.
I want one so bad. I think it'd be a great profile pic. I'm not going to though.
Minors, women, marginalized individuals who are exploited through force, fraud, and coercion. It's not the kind of tourism Missouri wants to be known for, but unfortunately, the numbers speak volumes. Efforts to combat human trafficking in Missouri involve serious organizations and initiatives. For instance, the Missouri Department of Public Safety has implemented measures like placing informational posters in public buildings to raise awareness and provide resources for victims. Additionally, local organizations such as the Central Missouri.
I think next time Jenny streams, Jenny's going to do me a portrait instead. Because I was talking about this last night in Jenny's stream when Jenny was doing Legos. I was like, I kind of want a Foodie portrait, but I'm not going to pay the girl money. And then Jenny said that she would do me one. So that's what I think we're going to... I think Jenny will do me a portrait. I got to pick a pretty photo of myself. No, but I so enjoy terrible art. I enjoy basic bitch art. I enjoy portraits from that like are not serious. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy a caricature.
Missouri Stop Human Trafficking Coalition. That's a mouthful. They could have taken that down a little bit, but it offers direct support for survivors and provides education and training for communities. Community involvement is a big part of this because traffickers always seem to be caught by someone who saw something and had enough balls to actually inform the authorities. A few years back.
You are right, just a loser. The Foodie situation was dangerous, but her community definitely has some diehard supporters who would have helped her if she needed it. Yeah, somehow Foodie still has a lot of people who empathize with her in a way, because she is just an idiot. But with Rosie, everything she does is very calculated. People try and warn her about stuff. She's able to get her following to give her money, but I don't know if she's going to have that same type of support now with the lack of content, the lack of responsibility, her ditching her entire channel for some bloke that she doesn't know, don't know if she's going to be able to get the same kind of support that now after everything that's happened in the last few months.
A Uber driver was taking a man and a teenage girl to a motel, and he kind of realized what was going on by the way they were talking. Well, the man got arrested for trafficking. He was taking her to see a client, or shall I say, he was taking her to see a future felon. Missouri has a rate of 32.
Lizzie, thank you for the $3 super sticker. It's a little pear with love heart eyes, blowing kisses. Thank you so much, Lizzie. That's so sweet of you. I appreciate you. It's so cute. I love those little stickers. Oh my goodness, my birds are having a meltdown. Sorry, guys.
0.54
Thanks, Lizzie.
confirmed victims for every 100,000 residents.
The only thing with the girls is that there has been, I feel as though there's been 1 too many times or 10 too many times where these girls have acted like they were in serious danger, and it turned out that they weren't. And it's like the boy that cried wolf kind of situation. I don't know how much support that they would have after like all of the lies. Eventually people stop believing you.
Number 3, Mississippi. As if human trafficking isn't bad enough, much like Louisiana, it would suck to be human trafficked in Mississippi. But where you got tons of poverty, and Mississippi has tons of poverty, you have tons of opportunity for traffickers to suck someone in. Human trafficking, though, is a serious issue in Mississippi as well, affecting communities across the state. In 2023 alone, over 200 victims were reported, with the majority of the cases being S-trafficking. Victims can be found in various settings, like restaurants, homes, farms, and construction sites. To combat this problem, Mississippi established the Human Trafficking Council in 2019. The council's mission is pretty straightforward: prevent trafficking, protect victims, and prosecute the offenders to the full extent of the law. They're very clear on that one. Survivors' stories highlight the personal impact of trafficking. For example, Mindy, a survivor from Mississippi, shared her harrowing experience of being trafficked and her journey to recovery. If you do want to see stories and how horrifying they are, there's a channel called Soft White Underbelly. Now, he talks to all kinds of people from different addicts. One's about an adrenaline junkie. Another one's from a S cult. You know, he's got all these different things. It's very well put together, very tasteful. If you ever get a chance, check out that channel, Soft White Underbelly. Mississippi has 43.07 confirmed victims for every 100,000 residents.
Thanks, Lily.
Number 2, Georgia. This is another state in the South that it's just going crazy there with human trafficking, especially in the Atlanta area, which has been identified as a major hub for such activities. The city's extensive transportation network makes it an attractive location for traffickers. Now, Georgia is doing, probably in my opinion, just from what I've read, I'm not an expert on this, I've just been reading up on it a lot lately, they seem to be doing the most to fix this situation or to put people behind bars. It's like the old saying goes, they ain't effing around. But the state has taken steps to combat this problem through legislation as well. For instance, Georgia law OCGA 16546 prohibits the trafficking of persons for labor or servitude, with more severe penalties for trafficking minors. Additionally, SB 8 and SR 7 laws passed in 2015 require convicted traffickers to register as offenders. Now, the reason they put different laws on things like this is so they could...
Where says, notice how people come together to create ways to tackle these horrible things. It's almost like that's how things get better, and not being helpless and not just sitting on the internet and complaining about it and doing nothing, and then actively putting yourself in these situations where this could happen to you.
Body slam these people in court. A lot of people go, oh, they already have laws against it. What's more laws going to do? Makes it easier for them to convict them and give them longer sentences. It's like everyone brings up that they have these gun-free zones, but people still have guns there. Yeah, well, they're not really there to stop people from bringing guns to that area. They're there when you get caught, so you could go away for a lot longer. I mean, a criminal's a criminal. They're not going to be stopped by some gun-free zone thing. But when they get to court and their sentence goes from 5 years to 15 years because they were in that zone, yeah, that's what they're...
Educating people about the risks, and it may not be what you think. Like, you've got to kind of second guess everybody, especially when they're a stranger on the internet, guys. Please, 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 just be safe. Do not do like Rosie.
Shooting.
Whoops.
They're not trying to do it just to prevent people from bringing guns near schools. Most criminals will look at a 5-year sentence, know they can get out in 2.5, and they're really not even flinching. But when they tell them, no, you're getting 15 to 20 for this, they start sweating a little bit more. Georgia had an operation called Operation Blooming Onion, and it uncovered severe cases of labor trafficking in the state's farming sector. It's not just about S-trafficking. Georgia is a big rural state with plenty of farms to work on, or be forced to work on. Georgia has a rate of 46.60 confirmed victims for every 100,000 residents. All right, before we get to number 1, if you have not subscribed to this channel, we'd really appreciate it if you did. Also, if you...
Nevada is
And number one, Nevada. Nevada has a human trafficking problem. Can you imagine that? It's more common than most people realize. The state consistently ranks near the top when it comes to reported cases, especially when you factor in population size. Las Vegas is one of the biggest hotspots. It's even been flagged by the FBI as a major area for underage trafficking. Most of the cases involve trafficking rather than labor in Las Vegas. There's not many farms there, and I'm sure there are some restaurants and stuff that do this, but not on a grand scale like the trafficking. A big chunk of this happens on the Las Vegas Strip, where there's a constant stream of tourists and events. Part of what makes Nevada vulnerable is the legal status of work in some of its rural counties. While it's regulated in some parts of Nevada, it's not everywhere, especially in the Las Vegas metro area. A lot of traffickers like to blur the line here and play the, well, it's legal in Nevada. No, it's not. And that's something, if you're a businessman from Iowa coming out to Vegas for a convention, it's not legal everywhere. And trust me, at big conventions in Las Vegas, there's plenty of opportunity to be arrested for that type of thing. The state's not just sitting back either because they got it legal in some areas. Nevada's passed tougher laws like the Assembly Bill 67, which boosted penalties for traffickers and gave victims more support and legal power. I've never been to Nevada prisons, but I understand they're some of the worst, not just because of the weather. Nevada has 58.48 confirmed victims for every 100,000 residents.
wow.
All right, that's
There's a sunk cost fallacy at play here. Rosie has invested time into being with this person and feels like she's invested too much to back out. She needs to know that it's safe to leave. It's safe to not go and upset him. Well, yeah, I just think, like, if I was her parent, I would insist that she goes to a hotel. At very least. At very fucking least. But it's like, and I'd want her to have a hire car. Those two things, bare minimum. Okay, now I figured we could watch this one, which is Past Relationships and Current Dating Life, Vulnerable Video Journal. This is from 2 years ago, February 2024. Shall we? She wants to go. Yeah, she does. I don't think that I think that Rosie's in danger. I personally don't. I think she's totally fine, but I think that what she's doing is extremely dangerous, and she's teaching people that these extremely dangerous things are like a-okay. It's fucking weird. As a social justice warrior who's so afraid of ICE and so like upset about the Epstein files and feels like she needs to talk about it, it's fucked that she's not talking about the risk that she's taking herself. Traveling with no money and no fucking transport and no independence is fucking dangerous.
Shout out. I do have members set up here on my channel, and I haven't really mentioned it in a vlog yet, but one of the best ways to support me, if you're interested at all, is to become a member on my channel. That means you'll get early access to uploads, and once we get some more members in, I definitely want to start doing like member only lives. If you are interested, I will have my members link down below in the description. So
I don't know if she has a credit card. Everything's on Klarna though.
Please feel free to not only subscribe but become a member. And you know what, if you can't become a member, that's totally cool, fine, happy with that. Just go ahead and subscribe and make sure to leave comments, like the videos that I post, because I don't say that a lot in my videos. So I just wanted to give you guys a reminder, because I really am enjoying this journey, and any and all support is so deeply appreciated. Moving on, I wanted to do a video that's like a different kind of topic.
Hey, Saipez. It's just, she's an adult, so there's only so much her parents / anyone close to her can say. Honestly, I bet it would push her to want to go more. The defiance, yes, she definitely is a very defiant young woman. A cartoon? You want a cartoon? What kind of cartoon? I can put on. Do you guys want to watch a few like funny lip reading videos? I'm just looking for a good one. Yes, just to break it up a little. Let's see. They're so short.
You want to lip read Taylor Swift at the US Open?
Don't move.
Can I go wee wee?
Don't move.
Help!
Huh?
I'm in here! Help!
America. How do you like sitting on my lawn? How fast can we move the sun out of my eyes?
Do I have to wear pants?
No, you're fine.
If I wasn't here, it'd be a stupid world. I invented the TV and telephone.
Go back to the mud, you fat grub. And basically, I had to scream at a little baby orphan.
Let's go, Hermione. I'm going to the Twilight.
Hey, do you know if my boyfriend's as good as these soccer players?
I want to focus on this.
Is this football?
No.
What a weird guy.
He's my Italian crush.
Here, taste the biscuit.
Ugh, yuck.
Come on, chow on a chicken. I chug beer.
You look good in that hat.
Yes, I am cool.
Fish up.
Caca.
Chompity chomp.
A shoe is shining sheen.
And then I want to do this one, and then we'll.
Has anyone ever told you you're boring? You're absolutely unbearable. Is that a horse?
Nah, it's actually a small llama. Know what I mean?
Oh, that was alarming. Get it?
Can you help me get a picture with this old fart?
Do you want to have a hug?
Oh, all right. Darling, all your spelling is wrong. Oh, crapple. Well, I've never actually been to school, you know. It's obvious that I'm old and faint and old.
I've been standing for so long today. My legs hurt.
Well, say goodbye to your back.
Are you okay if I call you Daddy?
Yeah.
Thank you, Daddy.
Oh, you are married. How did you get married? Oh, flowers. How lovely. Do you want to keep them?
Nah.
Dear diary, it's so hot in Australia, and I miss Mummy.
Oh my god. Okay. Everybody feeling a bit less tense? Here we go.
Topic, and so I think I want to talk while I also color. I'm currently coloring my
We don't care. Get to
50 Shades of Bullshit.
meat potato.
I am gonna film this sit-down video with the microphone, so I just did a small test thing. I don't know what all that just sounded like just now with the coloring book moving.
Dog
but,
ones.
let me pick a color and then
Did you guys see the dog one I showed a little while ago? If this one. Oh, hold on. I need to turn that. Not again. I showed you guys this one. If humans acted like dogs.
1 second. I'm gonna fucking kill you! I'm doing it again! I'm fucking right now!
Yo, dude, you okay? You gotta throw up? Oh my god, you see, dude, don't. No, not on the carpet. What are you? No.
Oh, look at that.
I'm outside! I'm outside too! I'm outside! I'm outside! We are both outside! Hi! Hey! What the fuck? This is my house! This is my house! This is my house! What are you doing? I live here! Who are you? This is my house! This is my house! Get out of here right now! Go get out of here!
How you doing?
I like that one. What do we want to watch? Snoop Dogg narrating animals and people. Okay, let me see. Narrating Animal Planet. Let's see. All these people are gonna.
I'm your host with the most, Big Snoop Dogg. We're gonna be checking out some animals today. Roll the footage, man. Let me see what we got up here. Looking at rams and elks and this is some old, you know, ancient that the Rams did in the 1800s, you know what I'm saying, to prove their toughness in order to gain the stability. Oh, he double teaming his ass. That's right there. That must be his son or something. It's supposed to be one-on-one fights. They done doubled his ass up. I never understood Rams. Why do they do this? What do they get out of this? Some ugly too. Is them Rams or Billy Goats? Well, what I've learned from watching this is Jack. Oh yeah, it's gonna get real cold up in here right now. Check this out. What animal is that though? Is that a leopard and a cheetah and a lynx mix? That's an albino tiger, right? Y'all made that up on y'all on my imagination, man. I'm high. It's these animals. Them the ones that eat snakes, huh? Is them mongooses? Oh, wow. It's about 12 of them, cuz they didn't back the gator up. I ain't never seen a gator get punked by no mongooses. Retreat, yeah, retreat. Yeah, back up, fool. Get deep. Yeah. We them boys. Hey, hold on. What is he doing acting like a dolphin? He's either gonna keep jumping or something gonna jump out the water and jump his ass in mid-air. And there, the chewing a shark. Big Snoop Dogg, we're gonna be crocodile. Oh, I like this kind of.
I don't like these.
I don't like these.
I don't want to see them get eaten. I never want to see them get eaten. I know it happens. I don't need to see it. Anyways, okay, let's go back to this.
And then I want to talk about relationships.
Quickie.
I want to talk about my current dating life. I want to talk about my like past relationship stuff. And I want to try to talk about this topic without trauma dumping. So let's see how we do. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Great, thanks. So anyone who's new to me as like a concept or person, since I started my YouTube, I've been like very single. And so I'm going to start with kind of present time updates. It was over 2 years ago that I like completely deleted all dating app activity and usage. Most of them I think are deleted off my phone. I think there might still be a couple on there, but I wouldn't even know because I don't use them. But I am really, really happy that I made that decision. I know I've said this here and there in the past, but I really feel like dating apps are truly like the commodification of love, like really just taking love and making it a capitalistic tech venture. And I'm just not here for it. It's just a constant.
Last year, she was on a dating app
game of like trying to find dopamine hits from people who are lonely.
That, my dear, would be her. Dreamcatcher. She has dream catchers. Because, you know, at one point in time, she was Cherokee.
And wanting to feel connection. And I just feel like most people are using each other and never really fully establishing any kind of real connection. And it's just, it seems to me like the very rare oddity that long-term healthy relationships come from dating apps that like actually work out. You know what I mean? Of course they exist, right? Like, of course they exist and there's always a possibility. But for me, I just decided that I wanted to try and, you know, whatever relationship I may or may not end up in, I do want it to come from a more organic way of meeting someone, which does include online, just not like the swiping left, right kind of bullshit.
Holy, this aged interestingly because she met a guy who was fangirling in her emails after watching her trauma dump for like 3 hours.
Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? One of the ways
that let me just pull that up quickly because this one what was I looking for?
Oh, I don't have the transcript pulled up. It's like 70 something times. I swear she says trauma in this. Okay, on this page, there's 27 times she talks about trauma in the We Are All Insane podcast. And that guy is like, yep, that's what I'm looking for.
Is that I circumvented that is like going through different Facebook groups. Like some of them being like plus size centered, some of them just being centered in things that are my interests or whatever, and making posts and just like engaging with people and also like mutual friends connecting me to people through Facebook. Oh, I want to say in like October, maybe November, I was connected to someone like long distance, and
I'm just letting you guys know I am grabbing my meds quickly. I'll be back in a sec.
we've just been in a very like chatty phase of like getting to know each other and like having hit it off really well. And so I don't know, I really see this person as like something that could work out, but we haven't met in person yet. So I'm definitely not putting a ton of stock in it, because you just don't know anything for sure until you meet in person and then like actually spend time with them. And with everything that I've been through in my life, in relationships especially, I am very guarded. I think that's one of my things that I'm like, I guess, the saddest about when it comes to what my breakup has done to me, like who I am post having like, I would say like my first real long-term relationship. I've only really had 2 relationships that I even count outside of extenuous dating and situationship type stuff. I'm a much more guarded version of myself, which I think has its ups and downs, like its perks, its goods, its bads, right? I really want to not be cynical. I really want like the like warm and fuzzy feelings that I get when I think about this person to like pan out. Right. But I'm also realistic, and I'm still dating. Like I'm still open to meeting people, and I have met a couple of different people. There was someone I met locally. We hung out, went out a couple times. It was a vibe.
What happened to this guarded girl? Guarded my butt.
And then I honestly think we mutually friend zoned each other. Like we never talked about it, but I was just like, ultimately I was just like, I don't think this is gonna work out. And I don't know, like I think great friend vibes, like nothing against this person at all, but I just think it wasn't meant to be anything beyond what's already happened. And I'm hoping we get to hang out again sometime.
A princess says, Rosie, I'm very guarded. Stranger on the internet's emailed. Want to come to Texas for 2 weeks, Rosie? Yes.
But definitely I think we're just gonna be
excuse me,
like, you know, friends. I was really hopeful because he only lives like 30 minutes from me. Would have been nice to date someone local for a change.
Yeah, that would have been safe.
But you know, I don't know. I feel like the dating pool in Florida is rough out here, y'all. It's rough out here about every topic. Our taxes are insane. Our utilities are fucking batshit crazy. Don't even get me started on our car insurance. Like it's truly, it's rough out here for the Floridians. And you know, I won't get into politics, but anyway, I'm talking to this guy, and fingers crossed, it's looking like we're gonna be.
When was this? February 21st, 2024. She voted for her first time in 2024. Shut up.
He's going to be coming here in May. You know, again, fingers crossed. Everything's up to a few things. I don't think tickets have actually been booked yet, so we'll see, right? I really want to be hopeful, but I am the kind of person where like I don't want to get my heads lost too far up in the clouds. But I don't know. It's nice. It's nice because for the first time since the breakup, I'm really happy and excited to move the fuck on. Like I feel so free from everything that was. And I haven't talked about it a lot in recent history, but I still, you know, I still have the goal, the dream of writing my book. And I think I may go into like more heavy details about my breakup and the things I've learned in relationships in that, right? But because there was so much up and down, and I feel like in the past year, I have had an immense amount of personal growth. Because when I first moved to Florida, I was just a shell of myself. I was so just unhealed and traumatized and broken from all the things I had went through between 2019 and the end of 2021, close to 2022. In fact, I had therapy yesterday on a Wednesday, and my therapist and we just started discussing like what happened in my life in 2019. And it was really hard for me to connect to it because 2019 was when I had been broken up with my ex for 9 months. So my ex and I were together for a total of almost 8 years. We made it almost 8 years. In that time, we were broken up for a 9-month period. And we had lived apart in that 9-month period for about a year and a half before I could get back to Omaha. Because yeah, I moved to Omaha twice for a man. Pro tip, don't move to Omaha for a man. Don't move to fucking nowhere for a man unless it's like in New York or someplace where you have a reason to be there. I had no business being in Omaha. That's a little facetious, but you know, at the end of the day, I don't regret that relationship. I learned so much about myself, and
Panda.
The breakup was really, really, really painful because it was way overdue. We should not have gotten back together. We were like so unable to get rid of each other that in June of 2023, we like almost got back together. Well, almost is a strong word. We considered it getting back together for a third time, and I went to Omaha for a week.
We know. I told you guys. Told you guys. That's where she went.
To spend time with him because I don't know, man. I mean, at the end of the day, there was a point in time where I really loved him, you know, and I believe that he loved me too. There's a part of me that will always fear or wonder how conditional that was on certain things. You know, recently, very recently, I found a 12-minute video that I had recorded in September of 2021. It was a month before I flew to Florida from Omaha and like started my new life here. And I was sitting on the toilet and I was crying, and it was so crazy because lately now when I cry, I can like see the emotion and pain in my face. But I had forgotten that I was so traumatized by not just the relationship. Like there was a lot of things happening in my life that I've talked about here and there. A lot of like really awful things that happened in succession, and I was not in a good place. And I had just gone through a traumatic event with the wrap up of the stalker situation. Like if you saw my podcast interview, you know what I'm talking about, and which was initiated by when I fractured my foot, and I had experienced a lot of medical malpractice trauma and just like a lot of things that happened.
Girl, this
and
is a
I
myth.
was so like just
these things are all mixed up. Get your dates right. 2021, she flew from Omaha to Florida. She was so traumatized. Things happened in quick succession with her foot and the stalker situation. What?
of medical malpractice trauma and just like a lot of things that happened. And I was
Everything's a
so
trauma.
like disassociated from my emotions. Like I was just
Hey, H2O Rat. Good to see you. Yes, medical kidnapping plus when she fractured her metatarsal, the boot didn't fit. Medical malpractice trauma.
crying and there was just nothing on my face. It was crazy. But I was talking and I was like venting to my phone in a video that I never sent it to anyone, that I literally made for myself. And I saw it for the first time within this week because it was around that time that I had experienced stroke-like symptoms, that I had really some crazy malpractice things that had happened to me.
The fuck are you talking about, girl? I can't.
Because it was around that time that I had experienced stroke-like symptoms, that I had really some crazy malpractice things that had happened.
When did you have stroke-like symptoms? Hey, Fiona's mom, welcome in. Good to see you again. Stroke-like symptoms? When? When you broke your foot? When you flew back? When you were with the stalker? Which one? I can't put this fucking timeline together.
That had happened to me. And I had recorded myself in like states of delirium. I physically can't watch that. There's a certain video that was around that time that was in the same bathroom. So they were next to each other. One of them I was coherent, the other one I was not. And I can't even watch it, let alone let anyone else watch it, because it's heartbreaking to think. And, you know, my ex admitted to me finally, and what I said in this video is, well, he finally admitted that like my disability issues are the main contributing factor to him like breaking up with me, not wanting to be with me.
Girl, you had a broken toe. Well, not even broken. You had a fractured foot. Bone in your foot was fractured. I don't think that your boyfriend of 8 years broke up with you because you broke your foot and were slightly less able for a period of time there. I don't think so. But like this video, like I always think like I've got the story straight in my head. I've got her relationship timeline straight in my head. And then this, like, she throws these kind of things in there, like the stroke and the broken foot and the mobility issues and all of this stuff in there to like confuse me, I feel like.
Knowing what I know now, I really do feel like that the stuff in 2023 that happened,
I know, Miss T.
I think he just wanted more of a physical thing than anything else. I mean, maybe he did really consider getting back together, but his behavior doesn't align with that. And I've finally just come to accept the fact that he's not very forthcoming with communication or honesty. And while we may have really loved each other, we weren't right for each other, and we were really codependent. And I have spent a lot of time these past, God, how many years has it been? We're almost at 3 years since that breakup. And I have yet to like enter anything serious, but I'm finally in a space in life where like I'm ready to entertain something real. And that's one of the reasons why I've really taken how I'm approaching dating different.
So she really wants something real. So let's do a little list. There was London Boy. There was, I'm just thinking in the time that she's been like on this version of her on YouTube. So there was London Boy. Then there was another guy. There was a catfish. There's a short on my channel about the catfish. There was David. Then there was the woman who recorded the phone calls. Then there was, I think there was another couple in there somewhere. Oh, truck driver, neurosurgeon or neurologist, sorry. And then there was Jeff. And then there was Corby. And now here we are. Girl, in the last 3 years, you've had relationships with more people than I can even keep track of. The food scientist, I think that was before YouTube. The vegan food scientist who flew in honey from Brazil or wherever.
Differently, like I'm not willing to do like the casual hookup thing because
she did.
I've done some crazy shit in my past, and when I tried dating in 2019, I was so emotionally unavailable, just so emotionally unavailable.
I sort of have one, Saipez. I sort of have one, but she makes it very difficult with all these little like mini relationships in between. So it does need updating with all of these more recent miniature relationships.
I mean, to put it bluntly, I just
no. So she was like, oh, this I was with this vegan food scientist and they were like making this what was it? Like what Cobes used to make. You guys know what I'm talking about. Alcohol, homemade alcohol. And she was saying this vegan food scientist flew in honey from somewhere overseas. Mead, there you go. Thank you, Libby. Flew in honey from somewhere overseas to flavor this mead. Like what? Honey isn't vegan, girl. Hey, Jag girl. Welcome in. I wonder what she's like when talking to a friend. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about what you think of me. Yeah, no, that's exactly her friendships we know firsthand are very one way. She wants people to be available for her 24/7 and will not return that favor ever. And we know that for
slept around. And I was like socializing in these events in Georgia that
no,
I can't talk about on YouTube. Anyway, and that ultimately led to meeting some really horrible human beings in my life, and ultimately kind of led to a situation that really changed the trajectory of my life in 2020. And so
she like also, I'm pretty sure she flew out to see this stalker person in person, and that's when she, you know, something happened while she was eating a burger, if you know what I mean.
I just think that
trauma,
when it comes to relationships, I have spent the past couple of years working really hard to reflect on like what I didn't like about my past relationship or my partner and things like that, but also trying to reflect on like my behavior and like what I could have done differently. And I think one of the big things for me is
guess Fiona's mom. It's whatever you think it is.
I gave so much of myself in my past relationship. So much of myself. Too much of myself. Because I am the kind of person that I love so fiercely. I love so hard. And when like I love you, I fucking love you. And I will.
I know. Well, I mean, imagine if Remy watches this and doesn't think that this is red flags. I mean, sorry, he did watch the Groomed into Feederism interview podcast where she literally did nothing but talk shit about ex-friends, talk shit about ex-lovers, talk shit about everybody, and trauma dumped. And he thought, yeah, I really relate with this person.
Move heaven and hell for you. And I've finally, I feel like I've learned enough through the experience of my past relationship that I am not willing to be with someone who doesn't appreciate that aspect of me.
Right.
And who doesn't, you know, that if I'm ever going to be in a committed relationship again, it's going to be a partnership. I'm not going to keep settling to being treated like an accessory, which I really feel like happened a lot. And
a beautiful accessory for men to just carry around with them. Sure.
I think the fact that my ex's family really didn't like me was a big factor, which was kind of crazy because like my ex is a straight up atheist and I'm not. Nothing against atheism on my end, but I am a very spiritual person, and his family would keep lumping me in as an atheist when they would get into arguments or like there would be disagreements because they were very like pro-Trump, like very hyper like hypocritically religious, just frankly really unpleasant people
Sounds
to
like
me
your family.
specifically. And they liked to throw any tiny small thing that they did for me in my face as like proof that they were treating.
But like literally, it sounds like she's talking about her own family. Yeah, trophy blob.
Me well or equally when it wasn't the case at all. And frankly, they just did not like me because I was fat and liberal. That's just the bottom line. And it didn't matter that I was really good to their grandchild. It didn't matter all my, you know, all the accomplishments that I did do in the time that I was involved in their life. None of it mattered. And
Corvid,
I really realized like in my next relationship.
Hi Corvid, how are you? We're missing you. Everyone's been looking for you. Hope you're doing well. Know that we've been missing you and looking for you and thinking about you. Did the talking about the vegan honey trigger you to come in?
Relationship, I don't fucking want that. Like if some
her parents, I do believe, vote that way, and her dad he went through a phase where he was really into making these finder words and selling them online. And the lovely Minka, I don't know if she's still here or not, but she actually got one just so that we could have a look at it and see what was on there. And it was a Trump crossword, a Trump finder word. That was interesting.
If someone's family is like that with me again, I don't know if I'm going to stay because all I really wanted was like to be accepted into the family of like the person that I love. And ultimately, like, I feel like that really impacted the relationship itself. And I also, in the same breath though, I feel like my ex's mother like warned me many times about certain things. And obviously I always took my ex's side, but when, you know, word of advice, even if you don't like your in-laws or supposed in-laws, like if they tell you that your partner's a liar, if they tell you your partner is like, this wasn't about my partner, but if they tell you like that your partner is like an abusive person or something like crazy like that, like, or a compulsive liar or like a big liar, believe them.
Oh my God, that's you. You're talking about yourself. I'm not obligated to welcome in whatever weirdo my brother is dating temporarily into the family. Right. No, you're fine, Ruthie. I gotcha.
They are not in-laws unless you are married, and they are also, that child is not your stepchild unless you are married.
Believe them. I wish I had, because I think in my life I've had this like chronic symptom. Like I once had a friendship with someone who was a really terrible person to me. That's far removed from my life. Many years ago, I met her when I was a child, but she was very much a narcissist and not a good person. And I would watch her treat all these people.
Oh my God, Rosie, shut up. Why are you talking about these people? Why is this on your channel? Why did you monetize talking about your ex and their family like this? This is fucked, actually.
In her life so shittily. And I truly believed that like I was the exception. You're never the exception forever. Maybe you are for a couple years, maybe you are for an extended period of time, but you are never the exception forever. And one day you will get the brunt end of their mistreatment. It's up to them when you get it, but you will. You're never the exception to people's toxicity. It was so frustrating because there were aspects with my last relationship where it was clear that like he was more honest with me than anyone else. He would open up to me more than anyone else, but eventually that changed. When I went through—
That's fucked, Ruthie. Yikes, man. One of my birds is like crashing around making a loud noise. I'm going to check on them.
the doxing stuff in 2015, I will say I loved my ex for a reason, even before all that stuff too. When things were good, they were really good. And I loved him so much. And I finally had found someone that I thought like really loved me for me and everything. And when I went through like the r/fat people hate stuff back in 2015, I was being doxxed, or people were trying to dox me, but more specifically, they were like posting the names of my now ex and like his family. It was fucking awful and crazy. And it got to the point where, you know, when they were posting things about me and my life and like, they were like,
why the fuck would you drag this man back onto your fucking platforms? I don't know if you guys know this, but one of the big issues she had with her partner was that the mother of the child that she calls her stepchild, a big thing that happened was that his custody was pretty much reliant on whether she was on social media or not. So one of the big factors was like he wanted her to basically either get her shit off social media or leave or break up. And so now here she is after the breakup, still fucking talking about this man and the family on her fucking channel. These poor fucking people.
Doesn't actually love her. At first it was he wasn't real, which was just funny to me. At the time I was a little more pissed about it, but now I think it's hilarious. And then it went from, but even if he is real, like he would only love her if he was a feeder. And that really, really pissed me off. If I remember,
hang on, what?
You know, when they were posting things about me and my life and like, they were like, oh, he doesn't actually love her. At first it was he wasn't real, which was just funny to me. At the time I was a little more pissed about it, but now I think it's hilarious. And then it went from, but even if he is real, like he would only love her if he was a feeder. And that really, really pissed me off.
But later on you admitted that he was. You said you found out that he was. I wonder if you're going to say that here.
If I remember my timeline right,
excuse me, ma'am. Big red flag. If I remember my timeline right, you shouldn't have to be memorizing your timeline. You should just fucking know it.
That happened around the time of the in-person event with my stalker. It was either right before or right after. So it was like around the time that I had been introduced to the concept of what a feeder is. And so it was during that time that I was like super anti-feederism because my only experience with it had been really bad and against my will. And I had someone who I felt uncomfortable being in my life feeding me shit about, oh my God, pun not intended, feeding me information about it and, you know, whatever. Anyway, I did not find out until 2019 that was more the case than I had realized. And in my desire to, I want to make sure I read this right. I want to make sure I'm getting my point across correctly. In my desire to maintain my relationship, my connection with my ex, even though we were broken up, when I created a certain website account that I'm not going to say because fuck, they terrify me. And I have since deleted my account since last year when I made that account, and I took it to him and I was like, oh, I made this thing, and I explained to him what it was because I was completely foreign to the website, the concept in general. And he was like, oh yeah, I already have an account from like while we were together. And I won't get into specifics, but he was far more a part of all of that than I would have ever known.
And you still tried to get back with him again here in 2023. Hello?
The entire time we were in a monogamous, like, regular relationship together. And so I feel like for me, part of it was like a point of pride, frustration.
You were so anti-feederism, then why the fuck did you try and get back with the guy in 2023 if you believed that he was a feeder? You tried to get back with him a year before this. The fuck?
Like that, in a way, I guess those hateful forum comments weren't 100% wrong like I thought they were. And, you know, my ex would always tell me that, like, he would still, like, love me no matter what size I was, things like that. Like, he used to be attracted to me.
Yep. She says that she basically found out after they'd been together for 6 or so years that he, in fact, was a feeder. But she also said that she knew from the start that he was, because she said that before they met for the first time in person, he said to her, don't lose too much weight before we meet in person. So I think she's known all along that he was into bigger girls. And then she still tried to get back together with him in 2023 after escaping feederism. Hello?
And I think that maybe he believed when he said that, but I just don't think it was the truth. And to me, that's been a really hard pill to swallow. That's been a really hard, like, reality to face. And I don't think that that's inherently true as, like, a finality in the sense that, like, only someone like that would love me. I don't think that's true. I just think that that was the situation I found myself in. And when we were going through the breakup, finally, in 2023, I like to share this part because, like, I feel like this summarizes just without trauma dumping too badly. Or I don't even think this is trauma dumping, but without getting too super into the traumatic parts of these things. When I went through all my medical issues and he broke up with me before my foot had even healed, before I could even shower by myself.
Excuse me, ma'am. Okay. Hello. Hi, Rosie. Having a fractured bone in your foot does not prevent you from being able to shower yourself. The fuck? Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, Erin. How are you? Girl, seriously. You're saying that he broke up with me before I could even shower by myself. Madam, get a shower chair and wash your ass.
That was a really dark time in 2021. But I was not working. I was disabled. I could not work. And I was afraid that I'd never be able to work. That's why I'm so proud of myself that I've been able to
From a
maintain this job.
broken foot?
Even though
From a broken foot, she thought she could never work again? I'm going to crash out. I'm going to crash the fuck out.
I need to have, like, ADA accommodations to be able to do so. I'm, like, genuinely really proud of myself. Because
for having
I
a
was
fucking job for a couple of months. You're so proud of yourself. You've never had a job longer than like 3 months in the time that we've known you. Shut up. I'm so proud of myself. Bitch, most of us get up and go to work every single fucking day, our entire fucking lives. Stop it.
Like, panic attacks constantly. Like, I was just struggling, and I thought I had a partner who
The
would love
thing is,
me.
Andrea, she is making this up. So you can make this up. Rosie can make it up.
Through it and help me rebuild my strength. And ultimately, that's not what I got. I had to do it all on my own, and I'm proud of that too. That I was.
And she has to fucking character assassinate everybody that doesn't give her what she wants or anybody who criticizes her. Keep this in mind. Now that the relationship is finally definitely 100% over with the ex, now she's happy fucking talking shit about him on the internet. Now she's happy throwing him fully under the bus as a feeder. Now. But not when she knew for the last 8 years that he was a feeder. Yeah, got it.
I was able to be my own support in that way, and that I've rebuilt myself as much as I have over these years. And that I'm at where I'm at right now is just, I don't think I ever would have healed this much or be where I'm at in this world right now if I had stayed with him. And I am better for our breakup. But he
and even then, after they split up, she continued to live with him. They continued living together. He was still, I guess, helping her shower and wipe her fucking ass after they split up. And where is it? There was a time where she was talking about how she was like stay at home. She was staying at home and he was bringing in all the money. And then when she would want to go and buy stuff, he would be like, well, what are you buying? And she was like, that's financial abuse. Ma'am, you decided to stay with this man. You decided not to have a job. I think it's within his rights to be like, hey, I don't even really want you here. If you're spending my money, my single parent income, I'm going to want to know where it's going.
I still can't believe this happened. But yeah, when we were together, I mentioned it in like the video talking about being an ex-stepmom, but like I really wanted to build our own family, like our own family unit. And I was trying to do a lot in terms of like childcare and things like that. And putting myself into the household and cooking and cleaning and just trying to do things that way. And there were ways in which I were treated regarding money that are disgusting and unacceptable, even before we broke up. But when we broke up, I didn't have an income and I was in the middle of trying to get on disability.
And I still expect this man to pay my fucking bills. And what? Like, we broke up, but I still wanted to pay my bills. Okay.
I was in the middle of like trying to figure out what was going on with my chronic illness at the time, which is why I still don't know some answers. And that's part of what I'm trying to figure out this year in 2024. And it's making me nauseous to think about. I'm sorry, I keep delaying wanting to say it, but I was posting on Instagram and stuff, and
big pats on the back for anybody who because like I even feel like it's an achievement just to like roll out of bed or even like sit up in bed and open your eyes. So big pats on your back, everybody. The fact that you're even here listening, you've probably done more than what Rosie's done today. Just saying. Well done. I'm patting you all on the back.
I was trying to just figure out like what I was going to do. At the time, I didn't know I was going to be coming to Florida. And I realized like I was completely out of body soap. I was completely out of soap. I didn't have soap. And I didn't have a way of like cleaning myself. And I had no money to my name. I had no support. I was just kind of down and out. At that point, we were like a one-income household. And then all of a sudden, I was a no-income person, not being kicked out on the street by my ex, which he at the time liked to make sure I knew he was doing. And I asked him if he could spend like $5 just to get like some kind of soap product for me in some capacity. And he said no. Now, ultimately, were we still together? No.
He wanted you the fuck out of his house. Why would he go and be buying you shit?
Ultimately, he could have been crueler to me, yes. But I will say, in that experience, knowing the dynamic that we were in and knowing where we had been at and everything that
Also, why did you need soap if you couldn't even shower yourself?
I had personally been through in those months, and just knowing how he had been treating me regarding money even before we were broken up, it was just really low and dirty. And what makes it worse than that is I posted on like my Instagram stories about the situation, I believe, or just like that I was in need of it or something, or maybe close friends only. I don't remember the specifics. This was a while ago, but I posted about it. And so someone who was one of my supporters went on my like,
girl, you have done full-blown GoFundMes every time you've tried to move. When you wanted to move back to Omaha to be with him, I'm pretty sure you did a GoFundMe. When you wanted to move back to Florida, you did a GoFundMe. You've never managed anything on your own. Get a fucking job. She just wants everything fucking handed to her, and it pisses me off. Some of us have to actually work our fucking asses off.
Like Amazon wish list and bought me $40 worth of like all like body care products, like soap, shampoo, just made sure I was set. And like I don't know how I would have survived through certain periods of my life without like the support and love that I've received online, like through my internet friends, through my even the like parasocial dynamics of being someone who has had some sort of following on the internet for a little bit now, like very like micro following, right? Like, I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, I'm so famous.
She didn't do a GoFundMe. But she talked about it. She was like, guys, if I did a GoFundMe, like, what do you guys think? I think she asked her members, like, what would you guys think if I did that? Like, I don't want the trolls to be able to like say that I'm like grifting. She didn't actually do a GoFundMe for that car. I don't think, like the recent one anyway. But she did definitely take donations from her audience towards a car. She had so when she totaled her car, she got $6,000 from the insurance, and then got at least another maybe $2,000 or $3,000 from her audience to put towards a new car, and it all apparently went to DoorDash. Hey, gas station. No, I even think that her parents were fed up with it, because I don't even think they wanted her to come and live back with them. She was only supposed to be with them temporarily. They were going to give her like a couple of months without her having to pay rent until she got her shit sorted. And then I guess they backed down and they've just let her stay.
So famous, obviously. Most people don't know who I am, but just that these connections that I've been able to make over the years have really pulled me through some dark times, and this is definitely one of those dark times. And but what was it, like a week or two later, that he showed up at the apartment one day with like $40 worth of candy and foods to share with me. So he was willing to be giving in kind on his terms, and that was it.
It's his money. Yeah.
And yet, for some reason, I consider getting back together with him. And I don't want this to come across like a hating on him video. I've definitely demonized him in the past. Like when I was processing the breakup initially, I had so much anger. I had a lot of just unresolved emotions in general. Honestly, before the middle of 2023 happened, I feel like I was just a very angry person in a lot of ways. I feel like the past 6 to 8 months, I've genuinely, like on a core level, changed as a person, and I feel like if people used to follow me,
think so.
who've seen like my
You are still the same person that you were. Don't you, like, I know I'm always saying this, but don't you guys think that like if she's been like hated on the internet since 2014, 2015, and people were already calling her out for her bullshit behavior, her having children in her Instagram and talking about sex acts, her the awful things that she did, the grifting, the fakeness, don't you think like if that shit's been called out since 2015, would you not think that you would actually want to change? Like I would be in deep fucking reflection, like shit, like maybe it is me, but Rosie just can't ever admit that it's her. That's the issue, and that's why nothing ever gets fixed, because she'll never fucking admit that she's an issue.
My behaviors online in that time, I think it's pretty clear that it's not just like a me saying this thing, but that like my behavior has actually changed, that I've actually grown in these different ways. And it did take me a long time, like post this breakup and getting here in Florida and kind of taking it a day at a time. And I think coming to terms with being autistic and coming to terms with like how I meet my own support needs and learning.
The only thing that's interesting about her is like pointing out her fucking bullshit and lies and how performative she is, genuinely.
How to be my own best friend and trying to actively work on that like codependent nature that I believe that I do have. Those are all things that
it's now been 2 years. Actually, it's almost exactly 2 years. This was February 20th, 2024. So it's almost been exactly 2 years, and you are still so codependent, so reliant on everybody else, still expecting handouts and basically getting through life on fucking luck. 2 years later.
I really, I'm really thankful for that I have the capacity, not just the capacity, but the desire to grow and change. And obviously, I wasn't a perfect person. I'm probably not the easiest person to be in a relationship with. I have a lot of mental health issues. And then he saw the worst of the worst moments of me in terms of like the disability aspects and the medical trauma.
Thank you, Corvid. And that's actually like one of the reasons that I really respect Charlie. And I need to go to the school of Charlie for organizing my receipts. So that's the thing. I am all over the place, and a lot of things I have in my memory are some things I have written down, some things I have receipts for. I need to really work. And that's the thing, guys. You guys see the channel, and I'm trying to make the channel organized, but imagine like what my hard drive looks like. My hard drive is a mess. I'm like, do I organize things by date or do I organize things by topic? And it's a bit of everything. But I do appreciate that. That's a huge compliment. Thank you.
That I went through that was honestly probably a bit traumatic for him too. Like, it wasn't his fault and it wasn't mine,
Panda.
but it was probably pretty life altering for him too. And there's a part of me that does recognize and understand that. But there's a huge but to that statement. I am kind of shielding parts of the story to protect my heart and to not, spiral down into the semantics and the trauma of it all. And I'm just really thankful that after, like, there was just a period of years where I felt like I was going crazy. Like, am I ever going to actually?
Rosie just like tells on herself. The things that she's like, for example, posting the grief of being an ex-step parent or whatever that video was, and her like raging about her co-workers. Like, these are things that she was like proud of and being like, oh yeah, like I did good here. She's so easy to call out for that exact reason. It's like the things that we're calling her out for are things that she at one point or another has been like, yeah, I'm proud of this. I'm going to post this on my YouTube channel. Yes, it is wicked. How are you? Welcome in. This is from exactly 2 years ago, February 2024. We went over her Instagram stories. We went over some very, very important information about how to avoid being fucking trafficked, because Rosie is not leading by a very good example. And now we are watching this retro of past relationships and current dating life vulnerable video journal. Welcome in, my darling.
Actually get over this, because my relationship before my most recent ex was a 5-month-long relationship that had a longer period than 5 months of like back and forth like fuckery. Because the TLDR of that is I dated him for 5 months. He left me within days. He was dating my best friend, and they dated for 8 years. But ultimately,
does it look a bit laggy for you guys? Let me check on my phone, just because I don't want it to be laggy. It might just be that I have too many tabs open. But let me know if you guys are having any issues over there. Hopefully not. Okay, let me see.
She ended up doing me a favor because he's batshit insane and currently serving a crazy amount of time in prison for some fucked up crazy charges. Because shortly after all of that, he fell into like a life of drugs and shit. So frankly, she did me a favor. At the time, it felt like the world's hardest heartbreak. And ultimately, I don't even know if he ever even really truly liked me. And just used me. But that was its own like trauma thing. I've kind of flippantly shared that story in past content as well. But outside of that, I just think that I'm ready to let go of the past and do my best to figure out how to love someone else without letting my pain poison it, without letting my pain dampen it, or most importantly, without letting my pain keep me so guarded. Because letting my guard down to let new people in at all has been.
Yeah, I think I need to maybe close some of these tabs out. So bear with me while I just want to make sure that I get all of the links that I shared with you guys before I close them. That's my only thing here. So, sorry. This was kind of an unplanned stream because the plan was to snipe her. Let me just add some of these links so I can close down some of these tabs. Okay, so that one can close. Not that one. Sorry, guys. Those ones I can close. I'm going to link all of these quickly. I do apologize, guys. I just don't want this to be spotty for you all. Safety tips in the description. That's what I'm doing now. I just don't want it to be laggy. So there's this one. I'm going to link some documentaries, some first-hand accounts, some safety tips, how to spot trafficking, where to report it. I
think that's everything there. Yeah, FBI website. And this Instagram video I thought was great as well. Cool. Let me close that down. We are at 33:59.
To figure out how to love someone else without letting my pain poison it, without letting my pain dampen it, or most importantly, without letting my pain keep me so guarded. Because letting my guard down to let new people in at all has been the hardest part. And I'm just, it's nice that like I'm in that like very early phase with someone. I'm not taking it too serious because obviously the goal is that it's something that pans out into something. But even if it doesn't, I'm just genuinely so happy that I'm at the point where I'm allowing myself to experience this, and that I've moved on enough and I've let go, and that for the first time I can tell myself that like I don't want to go back to my ex, and I know there isn't some secret part of me in the back that doesn't mean it, because I said that a lot before June of 2023, that like I would never go back to him, I never want to be with him again. And I think there was a partial truth to it, like, but I would have done a lot of things to like be around him again, or like talk to him again, or like have him in my life again, even if I wouldn't admit it because I was so hurt and angry. But now I know I don't feel that way. I know that I am better off, even though, as I talked about in that previous video about I don't know if you didn't see it, I posted a video about being an ex-stepmom. As I said in that video, that's the hardest part of my breakup, is losing that connection. But I have to allow myself to heal and move on in the best way that I can, and hold like a sacred reverence for those emotions and everything that I got to have in that time and in that dynamic. And also just to be thankful that I did have such like a real big love in this life that some people never get to have, and that I just know in my heart of hearts I'm gonna have again, if not better. And I'm just choosing to be
Okay, that should hopefully be better. I've closed out like majority of the tabs now. I had like about, I don't know, 50 freaking tabs open. Sorry about that, guys. Did it improve as I closed things? Hopefully. Hey, Jenny. Yeah, you're late. I'm going to wrap it up soon, but we covered a lot. I've just added a bunch of links and resources to the description. So you guys can go and have a look at those when we're done here. Some documentaries about like, online safety, about keeping yourself safe if you're traveling by yourself and don't want to be trafficked. How cute. Oh, that's nice that your hubby is accepting of your hobbies.
choosing to be patient, and I'm choosing to wait and have the right one, and I'm just not going to rush things. And you will never catch me being desperate for someone's attention and validation in a relationship, because
girl, so what do you call it when you take on all of their interests, you absorb all of their personality traits, their favorite band is your favorite band, you write them a 7-page paper for Valentine's Day. Yikes.
It is just so important to me that whatever relationship I land in is going to be like the real deal, a partnership with someone that really
she was talking about when she was about to meet London Boy for the first time in person, and we saw how that went. They were supposed to spend like a fair bit of time together. She ended up, according to her, she says that she made up a lie that her basement was flooding and she had to go home to get out of the stay early. But I don't know if that's exactly what happened, because from what we've gathered, well, her excuse was like he didn't get a detachable shower head. I wonder if they fought because she was on her period and it was supposed to be a romantic weekend. He wanted to go walking and exploring, and she couldn't do half the things that he wanted to do. She obviously couldn't clean herself properly because she didn't have the detachable shower head. So she
left the date early. But imagine if something like that happens. I really hope that Remy's got a detachable shower head and an accessible bathroom. Otherwise, she's leaving.
Not only values me, but uplifts me and encourages me in this journey towards a better health, but in just a better life, and just wants to motivate and help reach towards goals and travel and go on adventures together. I just, the last thing I want to do is date a gamer guy again. That's a little shade. But
oh, really? You don't want to date a gamer guy again, ever again? No shade. The one thing that your ex that you're talking about here has in common with Remy is that they are both gamers and love Kingdom Hearts. So much so that Remy learned how to play all the songs from Kingdom Hearts on the piano. Holy shit. She's a walking contradiction.
But really though, like I don't want to feel like, you know, I love being a bit of a homebody sometimes. So like I wouldn't be against dating a gamer, but a gamer, I don't know. I would want someone who would want to travel and like be a free spirit with me and encourage.
So see how she's talking about traits that she enjoys from London Boy's personality. I want somebody who can travel and be a free spirit and yada, yada, yada. That's because she was, at that point in time, she was twisting her personality to suit London Boy. Now she's twisting it to suit Remy. I'm not codependent anymore, my butt. Hey, Cirque, welcome in. There's a huge difference between fetishizing a DEATH fat and actually dealing with one IRL. I don't think the reality lives up to the fantasy. I think for some, they are very much okay with the smells, the immobility, and they like that and they get off on that. I do worry because of what we believe Remy's age to be, which is 25, that he may not have experienced somebody this large before, and this may be a bit of an experimentation. It may be a bit of a learning curve for him. I guess we'll see. It's all going to come out in the wash. Yeah, David was a guy that was in her chat on her channel and then somehow like romanced her, and she was going to go and stay with him on his farm, and then the farm ended up not being real and nothing was real. Yeah, I think he's 25, and I think this is like maybe the first time that he's really been with somebody this big. So it's going to be a learning curve, I feel.
That and foster that kind of life. Like that's what I want and hope for myself. And I am also thankful though that like 2023 happened the way that it did, because before,
I also think that it's fair, even though I don't believe it. I don't believe that her ex of 8 years split up with her just because she had a fractured foot. I think that it's more likely there was other things going on with the money, with her not doing nothing, with her always making excuses, all of that. Plus him having to like literally wash her just over a broken toe or fractured foot. That's a lot. That's a big deal. And I wouldn't blame anybody. If I became a huge fucking burden on my family or my partner, I would be like, girl, I get it. Let me get a work from home job and pay a fucking home nurse or home carer to come every now and then and look after me, or go into a fucking facility. If you're actually disabled and you're on disability, I feel like there's probably resources to help you with that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not in the US.
Everything happened with me taking my leave and going to the hospital. I had so
Good
much
luck,
like
Lana.
resentment and anger.
Lana, good luck for your exam, and do not let your thoughts be clouded with Rosie's 7-page paper. All right.
And I couldn't even really acknowledge the good parts of my ex. And I really did villainize him, and I didn't take enough accountability for my parts of wrongdoing. And, you know, in therapy and just through processing and talking about things, I do feel like I really have done that. And in the reconnection that we had, I did apologize for my parts of things that I didn't feel like I'd previously ever acknowledged because I was so angry about the things that he had done. That, I mean, I think in a way there was a little bit of projection, but I wasn't going to be able to heal fully until I figured out how to
There they are.
let that go, because I can't change the past. I can't change what he did to me in those moments. I can't change the fact that we stayed together so
Sorry,
long
April.
that it got really bad, because I don't think that those things define him or me as a person. And I think that people can be toxic.
B Trinity said she could have gone into a rehab care facility if she needed to. I considered it when I broke my ankle because I had it rough and didn't want to burden my family. Yeah, and she decided that it was still a great idea to burden her ex, her single parent income ex, with her. Can you imagine having to feed yourself, your child, and this thing? Eating you out of house and home?
Toxic and abusive without being toxic and abusive people.
Mm-hmm. I hope that while she's away, Levi has a really great time. He does lots of streaming. He is very successful and can sit in the kitchen chair and spin around and do wheelies in the kitchen chair.
That situationally things can get so bad that,
wow,
it's just,
that is, I'm really sorry, Princess Pirate Pickle Pants, that you're going through that with your dad. I do feel for you. I looked after my grandfather at the end of his sort of life, but he was still, like, again, like he was 90 something, and he was had cancer, and he still did more for himself too than what Rosie does. Princess Pirate Pickle Pants says, I take care of my disabled dad. He's 84, has MS, and is slipping into dementia, and he does more for himself than Rosie. That is a wake-up call, isn't it? But I do send all, I know that being a family member and a caretaker can be really, really, really hard. So I send you all the strength in the world. And thank you so much for doing what you're doing. But just know that if it does become too much, it's no shame to ask for help. Okay?
Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to get too into it. But I'm thankful to the cliche to have loved and lost and to never have loved at all, right? So I'm really excited to love again. And I guess that's kind of the point of this video. And yeah, my DMs are open, but you know, I went when I went.
But I think it takes it does take some level of like humbling yourself to be like, you know what, I don't want to put my family through this. I'm going to figure it out so that I can go and have somebody else do this stuff for me, because I want to maintain my not pride, but I wouldn't want my family to feel as though that I'm a burden on them and that they're resenting me for something like that. You know what I mean?
When I went on that, like, whatever podcast, and some of the men on the panel were so triggered that I rated myself an 8 out of 10, which, by the way,
Andrea said she had laid in bed and relied on him for everything. I've had 12 orthopedic surgeries, and somewhere when my children were little, I live by myself. I had to manage. Kids and dogs need you. 100%. Fact. Like, that's like what I was thinking. Cause like, even just seeing my housemate who was like with COVID the last couple of days, I was like, I don't think I can afford to get that sick. Like, I cannot just lay down for 3 days in bed. I got shit to do. I can't do that. How, like, I think my body won't allow it. Fingers crossed. I hope, touch wood. Like, it's like, because I don't know what, like, no one's going to look after my pets for me. You know, like, I cannot afford to lay and do nothing. A lot of people have it the same.
Honestly think I said 8 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10 just because of the room I was in.
Yeah.
Because I think normally I would have rated myself a 10 out of 10. But I just didn't want to deal with what I ended up dealing with anyway. I digress.
She's a 10 girl. She was going to rate herself a 10 out of 10. It is difficult to ask for help, but guys, you need to, at some point, if things get too hard, like, and that's where, like, I don't know, like, in my experience, like there's been times where I just have like so much going on, too much happening, that I will be like, look, this is something that I could do myself. But if I've got the ability to, I will in some circumstances be like, you know what, I'm going to pay somebody and outsource this, because otherwise I'm never going to get anywhere. Sometimes you do need to reach out and ask for help. Not as much as Rosie though. Don't be a Rosie. Don't be like a little broken dainty toe and want a fucking bedside commode.
But I wasn't really like actually dating around then. So my memory sucks. I can't remember if I had connected to the guy I was currently talking to yet or not, or we had like just started like lightly chatting around that time. Again, it's like my memory's fucking fuzzy. But it's just been really nice because like Valentine's Day was the other day, and like, you know, we barely know each other right now, so nothing was crazy, but he did like ask me to be his Valentine. I was like, oh, that's so cute. So I was like, yeah, sure. And then however that situation goes, it's just nice to feel that warm and fuzziness, to feel that new feeling and not feel this and not feel this like background hovering, like unresolved emotion or unresolved feelings.
Don't be a broken toe.
Because they really do feel resolved. That's a lovely place to be with that. So I don't know, this kind of just turned into a relationship ramble. I didn't really come into this with like too much of a specific plan. I just wanted to come on here and just like kind of talk about my past relationship and a little bit about where I'm currently at with dating. Yeah, because I mean, I have been chatting with like more than one person, but there's one person who's been super consistent for like a hot minute, and so that's exciting. And I don't want to, first of all, spook people, because yes, I like vlog and stuff, but unless I'm like hard launching somebody, I don't really want them to be like, oh my gosh, like, is she gonna be putting all my personal business out on the internet? It's like, no, I'm not.
Yes, you will.
Like, unless you're like catfishing me or like doing some crazy fuck ass shit that I can make a story time out of, then maybe. But that's not even really what I do here on this channel. Like, I really do focus on me, and I do believe that boundaries and I really do believe that boundaries are super important, and people's privacy and respecting their privacy. But also, if you're on some fuck shit, then maybe I'll talk about it. But I tend to keep those people out of my life, and if they show up, I go, oh, blocked. I'm too old and grown.
This aged well. We've seen how every single person that even hops into her DMs and shows romantic interest has their fucking shit blasted all over your channel, to the point that people figure out who the fuck they are. She's saying, I don't want to scare people off by them thinking that I might like blast their information all over the internet. Girl, that is exactly what you do every single time. You can't help yourself. You get so like proud of yourself and so like show off mode that you cannot help yourself. Yeah. Respecting people's privacy is important, says the chick who went into her stepchild's emails.
Been grown for your bullshit. Okay. Thanks. And yeah. Tomorrow my like first ever what I eat in a day on YouTube is going up. It's not up yet. I'm nervous. And I just had a new member join my channel. I'm so excited because I haven't really ever mentioned it before the beginning of this video on this channel, but I did like post about it. I believe in my community tab a little while ago, and then I posted about it on my Instagram stories today. So for anyone who becomes a member, I just want you to know that I really, really deeply extra appreciate you. And anyone who's supporting me, even by just viewing my vlogs, especially like watching them all the way through this point, I just want you to know that your support means so much to me. Like truly, that anybody gives a fuck enough about me, about my life, about what I have to say. That, you know, when people tell me that like that I'm comfort content to them, that means more to me than words can say. As someone who was like a Jenna Marbles girly, who, you know, when I was going through a lot of this,
I showed you guys yesterday. I know that it's still doing, like, every time I pause and then start again, it's kind of laggy, which is really annoying me. I think it's just because I've been streaming for a good few hours now, and there was a lot. I'd probably have to shut my entire like Chrome and then restart it, and I'm not going to do that right now. So we're just dealing with it as it is. But you guys have seen how she was with Jenna Marbles. I showed you guys yesterday. You guys want to see it again for those who missed it? Well, I mean, you guys are probably going to go back and watch the replay of yesterday's live anyway, aren't you all? Whoever missed it. But the way that she was with Jenna Marbles was fucking weird, girl. Cringe, and I want everybody to know.
Everybody should see this.
Night, yeah. One of my favorite people on the planet is a Virgo, aka Jenna Marbles.
Jenna, I know you're probably never gonna see this, and I know this is like embarrassing, but I have not stopped crying in the past hour since I've seen the video of you announcing that you're probably quitting YouTube. And I just want you to know that even though I understand, this is my reaction, and I love you so much. And I understand if you need to do this, but I just want you to know that there's so many of us that feel like this, and that you are so loved, and that you are an amazing person, and we all see that, and that we know you're not perfect, and that's one of the reasons I love you. I hope you know, more than anything, that it's okay to not be perfect, and that you don't have to leave just because there's a large vocal minority of people that just don't know how to act.
Right? No, but that's the thing. That's why I said, like, watch out, Remy. Watch out, Zachary Michael. Watch out, anybody who Rosie likes. This is the parasocial weirdness that she displayed when Jenna Marbles quit YouTube in 2020. Yeah, she wasn't like 10. She wasn't like 15. She was an adult. So yeah, that was intense. Anyway, we'll finish up this video. I did want to show you guys, but if my internet is wigging out, then I don't know if I should continue to try. But I wanted just to, on a final note, watch that one compilation that HRH did. Everything we know about Remy, which if the internet will hold up or if my computer will hold up, we might watch that afterwards. Libby, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. I do appreciate you. You are too sweet, too generous. YouTube is glitching, not me. Oh, is it happening in other people's streams? I should check another. See if anybody else is live. And then if anybody else is live, then we can go there. Is Charlie still live? Charlie just... Oh, no, Charlie's still going. Hers looks fine. Kinda. I don't know, but that's okay. I think it's... I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Libby, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships. Let me see who got them. Thank you for your beautiful support. Carrie, Misty Moonlight, Linda Listen, Too Depressed to Impress, The Real Mel B. Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is. Hey, and guys, guess what? I think I might have some. Let me see. I should. I haven't given any away for a while. Yes. Ready, steady. Yay. Thank you to me. But thank you again, Libby, for the support. And everybody, please test out your emojis. Enjoy them. Have a fun time using the emojis. We've got more to add. We've got another member stream coming up soon. So thank you very much for that, Libby. Let's see who else got these. Space, The Final Frontier, Shelley Rose, Bitsy, Virgo, and Denise P got them. Let me see if I can give some more. Oh, no, don't do that. No, don't turn it to members only now. Yes, I have 5 more. Ready, steady. Woohoo. Yeah, I don't want to be like, I don't want to forget that. I know that I think we get 10 a month or something. So let's see who else. Oh, Scottish Girl got one. Moonflower got one. Nothing But Love got one. And Cirque Diamond got one. There you go, guys. Enjoy your emojis. We'll have some member streams coming up.
I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me. It's always a good time. When we do member streams, we watch a little bit of Rosie stuff, and we also like back and forth we play some games. So if anybody is interested, that is what we will be doing in the next few days, I believe. Next time I get a chance to stream at a fairly reasonable hour, I will do another member stream for you guys. Thank you guys all so much for your wonderful support.
The stuff that I mentioned in these videos, I would literally just put on her
Thanks,
videos
Will.
for hours at a time because she was my comfort content. So I know what that feels like. And for people to value my content in that way means, oh, I'm going to cry if I talk about it too much, but it's like, you know, I've mentioned it in the past. I was like a 15-year-old girl watching Jenna Marbles and Shane Dawson. Sorry. I'm sorry to my past self for that one.
Oh, don't make me pull up another receipt, girl. Don't make me pull up another receipt, girl. Well, why not? I'm here. I'm having a sick day from work, so I may as well do some work for you guys. Guys, if you ever need like little quick receipts, go to my shorts. Quick but sweet.
Ever YouTube video anyone ever showed me. It was the Shane Dawson Fred video. That was okay. I think before then, I had been shown maybe like a couple cat videos or whatever, but the first like YouTuber video was the Shane Dawson like Fred is dead. And unfortunately, I wish I'd never been shown Shane now, but I was a hardcore Shane Dawson fan for like too long. When because I like bought into like the apologies and stuff for certain things that when I look back I wish I hadn't. But when like the news broke around 2019, 2020, you guys want to know something like tea for real? If any of you guys know about like the Shane Dawson stuff, one of the things he got canceled for besides like some of the really egregious shit was and I watched him when I watched him when this happened. I remembered it vividly. He was doing meet and greets and he kissed a 12-year-old. Like, and when like all that stuff was breaking, like the news was breaking, and people were talking about that and everything else, I was like, I remembered some things like just from having been a part of those communities, and I was like Googling around, and I was able to like find her information, and I found her Facebook, and she had publicly available stuff that you could see that like linked her. So I DM'd her and I was like, hey, I'm not trying to freak you out, but I just want to let you know this is how I found you. These things are all publicly available.
So Rosie stalked down a Shane Dawson victim and proved to them how easy it was to find their fucking information. Fucking weirdo.
You should do this, 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 and this to change it so these like drama channels and these people can't find you. And she and I became like Facebook friends. And like when Shane Dawson was like going through her canceling and stuff, like we would literally like message each other about it and talk about it. I kind of did that because I didn't want her to get dragged into it. And like I had a burner Twitter. There's nothing interesting on it. I don't really use it anymore. I still have the account, but I don't really use it anymore.
I bet I know what it is.
I just use my main one because when I will operate on like YouTube and Twitter and all those things, like I don't use fake accounts. Like that's just not who I am.
That's a straight fucking lie because we caught you on Reddit with multiple different sock accounts. Don't fucking pretend to be other people. And I'm pretty sure I know what her second Twitter is too. What did you say, Woma? You want to see where she microwaved Lysol? That wasn't that long ago. That was really not that long ago. That was recently when she was like doing those late night cleaning streams. Yeah, it would still be up on her channel, I'm sure. Yeah, she has several fucking sock accounts and I'm sure she has YouTube sock accounts, and I know she's got Twitter sock accounts, and I know she's got Reddit sock accounts.
And like on Reddit and stuff, like obviously that stuff's anonymous except for the account that I have that's, you know, publicly attached to me.
Yeah, now that we outed you.
You know the
But the other
first
weird thing
ever
was
YouTube video anyone ever showed me.
she was actually like in his fucking tiny chat. She admitted that she was in his tiny chat, like with underage kids, and she like knew it was weird. Where was that? Anyway, I'll find it for you guys at some point and I'll put it somewhere, but she like admitted being in his tiny chat with underage kids at the age of 18. And you guys know I wouldn't say it unless I had a receipt somewhere. It's somewhere. Maybe it's in my videos. Oh, here.
Called. I forgot. There was a similar thing. Was Tiny Chat what Shane Dawson used when he was talking to a bunch of minors and I was literally there when I was like 18? I think it was Tiny Chat, yeah. I was literally there. I remember being 18 and being like, this feels weird. And then I shoved it down. Because I didn't understand how weird it was at the time.
So you were in Shane Dawson's tiny chat with children when you were 18. And then you went on to hunt them down after the fact to tell them how to avoid creeps on the internet like you. Gotcha.
But, you know, really, I was watching all these YouTubers and I was just it was my dream.
Also, thank you for saying that, Fiona's mom. Yeah, so she's far more than cringe. And a lot of people, and I don't blame them, like a lot of people don't want to talk about the dark stuff that goes on with Rosie. It's a difficult line to balance on. But I do think that the entire reason that I'm doing this now is because I believe that she's dangerous. I believe that she's fucking problematic. I believe that in every situation, she always villainizes other people and makes out like they're the problem when it is proven that over and over and over again, she lies and she is in fact the problem. So as long as Rosie is on the internet lying and manipulating and grifting, I'm going to be covering her. So thank you I appreciate that you guys appreciate that.
Dream to make a video. And about 8 or 9 years ago, I tried making some videos, and that was like at the height of the Reddit stuff. So it was a really unpleasant experience because everyone was telling me to go like KYS over and over again. You know, not fun nor fresh, right? And so, and ultimately, I watched some of those back, and I was heavily masking.
She just really likes to be involved in everything. She likes to be in control, and she likes to be able to throw around like I've got some sort of power or knowledge. And she masks herself as this savior, but it's really just because she's addicted to drama, in my opinion.
I was very nervous. I was not ready. I wasn't like who I am. I don't feel like I was trying to be authentic. I was trying to be myself, but I didn't know how to do that because I didn't know who I was. And I feel like I'm like living my dream. And it's at the end of the day, it's like as much as like being a YouTuber would be so incredible and like such an amazing opportunity in terms of it's like a full-time line of work. I don't really ultimately care about that, which is why I kind of just do what I do and vibe in my little corner on the internet. And I made a couple mistakes along the way in the beginning.
I wish that you would just fucking vibe in your little corner of the internet. Dude, like the amount of shit that you have done fucked up that I don't even talk about is actually insane. Like you talking about doing sexual acts knowing that you had 14-year-olds following you.
on Instagram.
Of this and trying to like I think align communities that weren't where I actually wanted to be, but where I thought like, oh, like maybe I can build something off of this, or I can prove them wrong, or whatever. And I'm so glad that I very quickly pivoted and diverted and made those changes to reflect more of myself and who I actually am. I've been talking for almost 50 minutes. This is going to be a beefy episode of Rosie's bullshit. Rosie's 50 Shades of Bullshit. All right.
Literally 50 Shades of Bullshit. Perfect. That should be your channel name. Okay. Excuse me. Let's see. Is that the end?
So we're going to end it here, but
good. Oh my God, that was a bug.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching.
I saw a bug. The final thing that I wanted to watch is just this one, just so that we can prepare ourselves for the trip. So this was everything that we knew about Remy. This is from HRH. And this was before he came on stream, but I figured, seeing as we talked about the manipulation, the potential of grooming, trafficking, that kind of stuff, I just want to rewatch this with that in my mind. So this is HRH's channel.
What I've been up to the past couple days specifically, I had a bit of a 72-hour episode prior to like 2 days ago where I'm not going to go into detail, but was not fun nor fresh. I'll leave it at that. Yesterday, I woke up with an amount of clarity that I had not felt in like a month. An amount of like, oh my God, I feel like Rosie. I feel like me. I was like, well, let's get on this shit. I actually want to show you guys. I just want to come to my room real quick. So my room was a depression trip. I would never throw that on the internet in 1,000 fucking years, okay? Between yesterday and today, and it's not even done, okay? And my bed's not made because I never make my bed. So here we go. So there's
So this was the 10th of Jan.
Much floor, but I'm quite pleased. I spent like the entirety of yesterday. I also did a little bit of cleanup in my bathroom today, but like I spent hours in my room these past couple days, more yesterday than today. It was nice because like I've made a new friend and we spent like a lot of time just like talking on Discord and shit. And that really helped like the body doubling aspect, because body doubling, like the reason I got into like making body doubling lives and shit is because it like genuinely helps me. I cooked it on my laundry, took it out there and like sat out there and made sure to like stain treat everything because I hadn't done that in a hot minute.
Well, she's only done one stream since then, really, hasn't she? I wonder what she's going to do with her Twitch.
Deep cleaning yesterday, I was like, I can't deep clean and watch Grey's Anatomy at the same time because I wasn't on a video call the entire time. It was for a good portion of it later in the evening. But with a friend that I've been talking to, they were telling me about how they were like redecorating their room, and I got like super inspired because like I was already like in the cleaning process. But they were like showing me like they did like some really cool shit with their room. And I was like, you know, I want to try making my room more my own. I also met like a new friend that I've been hanging out with a lot, and that's been pretty dope. So it's been really nice. Great couple weeks for me, especially this past week. Yesterday, when I was hanging out with my friend. So I think I told you guys, like my favorite video game of all time is Kingdom Hearts. I was playing that shit when I was 13, 14 years old. But it was really fun because like.
But you'd never date a gamer again, right?
I was watching them like play like the Kingdom Hearts game through like, because like on Discord you can like share your screen and stuff. And I had a fucking ball because like I don't have Kingdom Hearts anymore and I miss it. Don't play music, Foodie gotten shit for that. Thank you, Light Pink. Okay, because like there was a moment where I was like considering it because like I've been really getting into like Sleep Token recently.
Have a good shift, Jenny. Drive safe.
I know I've been telling you guys for a long time, like I really want to get into Sleep Token and look into it more. Like when I was, especially on like Patreon and stuff, when I play music, because there was like 1 or 2 songs of theirs I really liked. But my new friend's really into Sleep Token, so we've been like playing music back and forth and stuff. But I did sing earlier actually because I was hanging out with my friend, and I was actually telling him how like when I was like in high school and stuff, I was obsessed with the song "Good Enough" by Evanescence. Just a friend, new name. How did you meet your new friend? We met online. He actually reached out to me through my email, and it just kind of happened. It was crazy. I don't want to go too in depth about that just yet, but keep it on the DL. That's the plan.
Because, I mean, right now we're, you know, just friends, but I'm finally taking advice I should have listened to like 3 love interests ago. Do I have a new lover? I have a new friend. New name, what the fuck am I gonna do with you, dude? Spill the tea. Okay, well, do you have questions? Okay. He's 6'2". I'm not gonna discuss employment stuff, but he's financially good. He's younger than me, though, which is newer for me. Hair color, like dark brown like mine. How much younger? I mean, he's definitely like more towards the end of what I consider like my acceptable range. I'm not going into specifics. Yeah, he does have green eyes. Oh God, yeah, no, I wouldn't date someone under 25. Are you kidding? Yeah, no, I wouldn't date someone under 25. You said you have a new friend. I do. What I've shared so far, I've shared a few things, but I'm keeping a lot of stuff private, and like I'm not really telling on much about him or his life for a lot of reasons. But I did say he was 6'2" and had green eyes, and was pretty amazing. So, but
imagine if they meet up and he's like 5'5" and she just rage quits and just says, "No, I'm going home."
We've just been like really getting to know each other, and like when we like first started hanging out, like because like we were just like talking as friends. He started like at one point we were hanging out on a video chat, and he started like playing Kingdom Hearts, and I watched him like play Kingdom Hearts for a bit because I don't have Kingdom Hearts anymore. But his nickname is gonna be Remy. And it's not like a direct reference to Ratatouille or anything, but there's a story behind it. So, but that's between us. That's been done for a long time, Tara. I did mention that at some point, like well before what happened in December. Yeah, Remy. Yeah, with 2 M's. Yep. Low key, I kind of came up with it, but when I explained to him why, he was like, "I love that." I was like, "I love it." And it was like I was on video call because I was body doubling when I was cleaning my room. Like while I was cleaning my room, he was playing Clone Hero, which is like the PC version of Guitar Hero, because he's really good at it. And it was like just like fun playing music. And the first song he was playing on Expert, it was I forgot what song it was, but he played it and he got a perfect score on it. And he was like, "I've never done that before." And I was like, "That's crazy." Oh, Remy's great. We talked a good bit today. He had to go do some stuff for a little bit, and then he called me. We actually hung up right before I went live. I find myself having to really pull back from like how much I want to talk about him and tell you guys.
Rosie, you have given far too much information, more than I want to know, and it really sucks because like we don't want to fucking know this shit, but you cannot help yourself.
To protect us. God, I have so much I want to say. If I had unrestricted access to like say everything, I'd be talking for 5 hours. Does you know who like the grungy goth baddies? Is that why we're doing this? Like, it's not why, but yes, he does. I've always felt really, really, really insecure. Who I am was enough to like dive into this like gothic grungy look. Tell us one thing that really stands out to you about Remy. And that is like he is one of the kindest, most sympathetic, emotionally mature, intelligent men I've ever met. He is resilient and he is strong. He is thoughtful and mindful, and he's one of the best people I've ever met. I am doing better than I was last night, and I kind of ended up like accidentally doing meditation. It was really nice. So I was talking to my new friend. It was the first time he'd seen me in a pain flare since we met, and he was just so sweet about it all. And we were on video chat, and I was really tired and in pain. I took like a goodies powder. I stepped away, took a shower, and I laid down. He was just like talking to me. He basically was talking to me in like a guided meditation kind of way, and I fell asleep to it. And I woke up feeling incredible. Yeah, it's so sweet. Oh my God, that's wonderful. With me and my friend, we've been talking because like my friend is educated and like I didn't get the chance to go to college. He started talking to me about philosophy, which like it took me like a while in my 20s to kind of grasp the concept of philosophy. But he like posed some questions to me, and we like started talking philosophy, which I've done I think a little bit before in the past when it was honestly more out of my depth, but it was like fucking really cool. I had a really fun time with it. Talk about everything all the time. It's great. To kind of expand on what I was talking about earlier, Remy and I, when we got talking into philosophy, the first question he posed me was, does God love things that are good, or does God love things because he says they're good? And that was a really fun conversation. Like with my background being an ex-Mormon and religion and stuff, having the space to explore that was really fun. It's just been really fun getting to know him. We launched into like conversations about like humanism and existentialism. I don't know. I've just never really had someone in my life that I could like talk to you like that. Doing things like spending my free time talking about philosophy instead of doom scrolling on TikTok or watching people be toxic and scream at each other on the internet. I just feel like I'm expanding emotionally and mentally. I'm gonna be real for like 0.2 seconds. Good because of your friend. Guys, he made us a private Discord server for just me and him. And I'm so excited. It's so cute. We made like these different channel topics to kind of organize the types of topics we talk about. Okay, that's your boyfriend. My friend's good. We figured out because like you can on Spotify, if both people have premium, you can do something called Start a Jam and link your Spotify's. And is Remy gonna DJ just straight? Actually, that's a fun idea.
He's typing. What's good? That's actually such a good idea. Holy shit, I'm really excited about that idea. Does he live under your chef hat? I need to find it. He hasn't seen me in the chef hat yet. I'm gonna get the music set up and then I'm gonna do the unboxing. Is he gonna pay a bunch of love songs? That would rock. He's DJing. It's up to him. Did he like the makeup look? But here we go. I'm not so discussing where he's located or anything. He's not very close, but he's not that far. That's all I'm gonna say. Remy is not.
Sorry, guys. I was just updating all of the links and resources, making sure that that is all in the description. Yeah. Yeah, right? Yes, exactly. I don't want anyone fucking studying me. I will be running. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did.
Not his real name. It's a made-up name. Before I open these, I just want to say, so I'm opening technically the second thing first, because basically we were talking. He basically already decided that he wanted to get it for me. This. I've talked about this a lot. Hibiclens, like soap. This is my lifeline. Right when Remy met me, he met me through, like, he found me online, but not through my YouTube channel directly. Like, he found out about that after the fact. He reached out to me, we started talking. He like introed the concept initially, but he was like, I've heard of it and I've been wanting to read it. Oh, it's hardcover. Aw. This kind of inspired us to basically start our like own little private book club. So because he has this book, so we're gonna read it together. But, like, since I've met him, I've just really changed, like, in a way, like how I spend my free time. I don't waste my time on like the shit that I used to. He spent like a lot of time trying to like figure out how to approach me. I was very unsure, but by the end of the conversation, I was like, I definitely want to be this guy's friend. Like, and then very quickly, and then transpired. And so he's just so smart. He just explained a bunch of stuff to me, and I'm excited to like really dive into it. So are you guys unofficially official? That's a good way of wording it. We don't have any like definitive timeline. I will say plans have been discussed, concepts have been conceptualized. Honestly, very shortly after New Year's, that's when I met Remy. We started actually like reading the Let Them theory together. We read the first chapter. We basically like took turns reading each page out loud. I really liked that. Like, I've never really like done that as an adult. Like, I used to read out loud like when I was in school and stuff. You know what's new. Oh wow, Cassandra. Oh god. New, yeah.
I just want to make sure that you guys have everything that you need. This is also linked in the description for you guys as well, just so that you guys can watch it at your own time. I didn't want to play it slowly because it's stuff we've already seen all of, and it was just more so just to give the idea of like the amount that and the speed at which this rapidly picked up. So this was within 20 days. She was officially unofficial. Unbelievable, girl. Unbelievable. Let me see if there's anything else I want to show you guys today. There will be resources and documentaries and info and tips and all that kind of stuff in the description. I've been updating it sort of as we go. And then down at the very bottom is the shorts that we just watched, and HRH's video is linked. And I guess the main takeaway that I wanted to put forward today is like, don't be a Rosie, keep yourself safe, watch out for other people, and like, don't go online preaching about the Epstein files and about ICE and about politics and how you're afraid to go to the fucking store. Meanwhile, jumping on a plane when you have every single risk factor that could possibly get you fucking trafficked, and almost advertising that to your young and naive following. Don't do it. I know you guys wouldn't. But damn, Rosie, it's really something else when you think of it from that perspective. And again, thanks to Ozzy, because I hadn't really thought too much about it from that perspective until I was watching Ozzy's stream this morning. So yes, thank you, Ozzy. And thank you, girls, and thank you to my mods for linking all the resources and keeping this all a buck. I do appreciate you guys all so much. And I just hope that we can all, you know, look at this in a different light. Like, okay, it's all very funny and haha that like Rosie's so desperate she's running off to go and see this guy. But it's actually fucking, like, we don't know that this isn't dangerous. And just because it might not be dangerous for her, it doesn't mean that it's not dangerous for others. Everybody, please be safe, especially when meeting people online. Don't go running off to meet strangers, especially if you're immobile and broke and have no way of getting out of there. Hey, Young Thickums, we're just about to wrap it up. Thanks for coming by. And I think I'm just going to check because I think I don't know what Azure is doing, so I'm not going to link you guys there because I don't know what's going to be happening there. I think I will link you guys over to Charlie's, okay? Oh my God. Hold up. This is what I just walked in on over at Charlie's. Okay. So
Now you tell
thank
me,
you.
what have I ever done in this?
Thank you. Everybody head on over to Charlie's, say hello, and I don't know what she's watching. I feel like everywhere I send you guys is going to be a danger. You're in danger, girl. All right. Everybody, please stay safe. Be clever online. That would be Foodie's bum, I think. I think it's Foodie's bum. I think it's Foodie's bum. Yes. Azria is also streaming. I just don't know what she's doing over there. I don't want to send people who are completely unaware in there because I don't know what's happening. But at least, you guys, I know you're safe with Charlie and Foodie's butt. So I will be hopping around into a few different streams this afternoon. And hopefully, Libby, are you still here? I wonder if Libby's going to be sniping Rosie tomorrow. If so, I will obviously share the stream when it happens. If I am back at work, if I'm feeling 100% tomorrow, I'll be in the office. So it'll be Libby possibly streaming. Libby has D&D, so we'll see what happens. Maybe AYE or somebody else will snipe it. I'm not sure. I will share with you guys whatever happens, as you know. And if nobody's going to cover it, I'll do it when I get home. So either way, I will see you guys around the place. Okay. All right, guys. Everybody, please take care. Look after yourselves. And I will see you all very, very soon. Appreciate you all so much. Okay. Take care. Bye, guys.
I'm going on the walk. Can y'all see or hear me? Hello? This feels really promising. Okay. Ooh, hello. Shit. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh no. Okay. Oh my god, no. Oh my god. I feel really big. Like, I have big feelings. I've just kind of always been that way. She's a gross person. The shit that she says and does, that she's a nasty human being. And it's just like, I just sit here and I'm just like, I have to figure out how to let it go completely and not acknowledge it even to the level that I'm doing right now in this moment.
It's like, for me in Girl World, I've reached a point where, like, the other day I was thinking about this. I don't know if anyone else has ever said this before. If they have, credit to them. But Girl World is kind of like Hotel California. Like, you can check out whenever you feel like, but you can never leave.